It's Friday, June 5th. Today on Your Morning Atlantic, heading back home. An unstable construction crane that forced the evacuation of a Halifax apartment building has been fixed. Your top news headlines just ahead.
And it's nearly summer, so you know what that means. Food Truck Fridays are back. We're kicking off our summer partnership with the Nova Scotia Food Truck Association with Miller's Gourmet to Go. That's a little later this morning.
Plus, have you always wanted to learn how to lawn bowl? Then you're in luck. Crystal will head to St. Mary's Lawn Bowling Club to check out their free Try It lessons. All that and more is coming up on your Friday edition of CTV's Your Morning Atlantic.
Good morning. Let us welcome you into this first Friday of June. Thank you so much for joining us. Thank you for joining us, Emma Convey.
Thank you for having me. Happy to be here.
We're happy to have you, too, especially when the weather's been so nice lately.
Feel fortunate to be here when it's this nice.
Yeah. I mean, your weather presentation yesterday was competent indeed, but it's the fine weather that you brought that makes me say, come back anytime.
Good luck, I guess.
Oh my gosh, I really enjoyed the beautiful weather yesterday. It was so nice to be out. It was even quite breezy for my after dinner walk with the dogs, and I didn't mind because it was a summer breeze.
That's so true. And like, we're starting to feel summer come in. It's just gonna be a few weeks away, and we have Food Truck Fridays returning to the show.
I love that.
Food Truck's great year round, but there is something about a hot summer day, walking up to a food truck, ordering like a fresh meal to go from someone local. It is the best.
Oh, I love that. Walk up in your flip-flops, you know, with a bathing suit on, and like that's the way you can do in the summer. Gosh, in Port Hood, where we spend a lot of time in the summer, sometimes people just roll up in a golf cart, and the kids like get out with their bare feet and, you know, cut off shorts and order their hot dog or whatever. Like, it's...
I love it.
That's what you can do when the weather's nice. Now, what are we looking at today?
We're looking at a warm day. Yeah, warm day in the Maritimes, a bit of rain in parts of Newfoundland and Labrador, but for the most part, I'd say it's pretty nice.
Good.
I'm looking forward to it.
Oh, yeah.
There's a live look at Antigonish. A very beautiful sunny start to the day there. 15 degrees in your area. Oh, that's a nice photo right there. Take a look at some of those current temperatures starting off in Halifax. In the Maritimes, though, we're seeing a range of the low to mid-teens, so a warm day. 11 in Halifax, 11 in Fredericton, and 11 as well in Charlottetown. A bit cooler in Happy Valley Goose Bay, 4 degrees there. And for St. John's, 9 degrees. Oh, looks like I'm stuck on my slide for a second, and oh, there we go. Jumped ahead. For the Maritimes, though, we are seeing for that UV index, it's going to be very high today. We're seeing that at 8, the same as yesterday, so make sure to bring out that sunblock. And for parts of Newfoundland and Labrador as well, we will be seeing between moderate to high there, 5, 6, even 4, so still sunblock is definitely necessary. Taking a look at that satellite and radar, we're seeing a warm start to the day for the Maritimes, mix of sun and cloud throughout your day, and a few chance of some scattered showers throughout parts of Newfoundland. Which brings me to think that it is cooling down into the evening there, so there is a frost advisory to alert for early Saturday morning. Patchy frost is expected. Take a look at those winds. We are seeing sustained winds in Happy Valley Goose Bay at 6 kilometers per hour. For St. John's from the west direction at 46 kilometers per hour. Quite breezy, getting up to, for those gusts, 59 kilometers per hour. I'll have more on your weather later in the show. For right now, let's send things over to Amanda.
Thank you so much, Emma. An unstable construction crane that forced the evacuation of a Halifax apartment building yesterday has been fixed. The crane was secured overnight, and surrounding streets that were closed reopened this morning around 4 a.m. Late yesterday afternoon, 100 people who live in this newer Supreme Court complex on Dutch Village Road were evacuated from their units after a nearby construction crane was found to have a significant collapse risk. Experts were brought in from outside the city to help stabilize the big machine. A local community center also opened for evacuees. 2 people arrested Wednesday in Sydney after fleeing the scene of a stabbing have now been charged with murder. Police have charged 29-year-old Pavel Benjamin Peck and 32-year-old Vernon Gregory Peck, both of Wagmacook, with second-degree murder. Police found 39-year-old Terrence Campbell with stab wounds in Whitney Pier on Wednesday. He later died of his injuries. Both of the accused appeared in court Thursday afternoon. They'll be paying a little less for gas in Nova Scotia and New Brunswick, but more on Prince Edward Island. Here are the numbers. In Nova Scotia, Zone 1, gas fell by 5.3 cents. The minimum price now $1.73.1 a litre. No change in the price of diesel in Nova Scotia. Rests at a minimum price of $2.06 in the Halifax area. Meantime, on Prince Edward Island, gas, it's up. It increased by nearly 3 cents a litre. The minimum price now $1.86.2. And diesel on the island increased by 4 cents. The minimum price now $2.21.8. And in New Brunswick, gas decreased by 1.7 cents. The maximum price now $1.80.1 a litre. However, diesel, it increased by 3.4 cents. The maximum price in New Brunswick, $2.21.3 a litre. New Brunswick's Green Party is suddenly looking for a new leader. After 14 years at the helm, David Kuhn announced he's stepping down. He gave the Greens their first seat in the provincial legislature and says he wants his replacement to have plenty of time to settle in before the next election.
I want to make sure that the new leader has a runway of 2 years or so to introduce themselves to New Brunswickers and to prepare.
Kuhn hasn't ruled out the possibility of running again as a Green MLA in 2028. Some elementary and middle school students in Fredericton were served their lunch by the Premier on Thursday. Susan Holt was announcing the provincial government's plan to split the cost of student lunches with families as part of the new Pay What You Can program in schools across the province. The government is spending $26 million on the program next year, and it's already been tested at a few select schools.
This means that families will have access to a $4 lunch option for students from kindergarten to grade 8 and a $5 lunch option for students from grade 9 through to grade 12.
The lunch program will begin this fall. Last September, the New Brunswick government launched a universal breakfast program in schools, which is expected to cost $11 million over 3 years. Nova Scotia Premier Tim Houston says he's not concerned the loan company looking to explore for oil and gas off the coast is asking for more time to meet a key financial deadline. The province has given a 60-day extension to Inceptio Oil and Gas to put a $52 million deposit down, which is tied to its $210 million bid to explore for oil and gas just off Nova Scotia's coast. Houston says the company asked for more time, and he's not worried, insisting it's part of reviving a sector that was thought to be outlawed for good.
I don't think there's any reason for concern. It's all part of where we're coming from and where we're going to. I mean, we had an industry that was shut down in Canada for quite some time. So I think through this process, we've been trying to build confidence that we're serious about moving forward.
Houston says the province and the company are working through the regulation process, and the extension is part of that. Finally, a Canadian star is helping to revive an iconic Canadian TV show.
There's a voice that keeps on calling me.
The Littlest Hobo, which followed the adventures of a German Shepherd, aired on CTV between 1979 and 1985. Of course, if you watch this show, you see the reruns all the time before us. It's now making a comeback on Crave. Bell Media, which owns CTV News, announced the project, and it will be a partnership between Crave and producing duo Seth Rogen and Evan Goldberg. Rogen called it a foundational show from his childhood. Of course, Rogen is Canadian. What is the show going to look like?
I don't know.
Seth Rogen.
It's hilarious. When I was a kid, I didn't even know about The Littlest Hobo. I fell into it by watching the reruns on CTV and CTV2.
Really?
And my kids fell in love with it too. Yesterday when I heard this news, I immediately called my daughter. We had a big talk about it.
You did? What did she say? What were her thoughts?
Well, the kind of one of the joys of the show is the dog was trained. There were many dogs to be able to pull those off. And are they going to use actual real trained dogs, or is it going to be CGI? This is my question.
Oh, I would hope not.
Hope they're real dogs.
I hope so too.
Yeah.
I loved that show as a kid. My parents, I remember they introduced me to it when I was younger.
Yeah.
I loved it. Like,
it's awesome.
Such a childhood.
Canadian tradition, and such a throwback in time when you still see the reruns.
Yeah.
Just the fashion and. Yeah.
And to Seth Rogen and the other guy that I forget.
Evan Goldberg.
Yep.
Yes.
Please use the same theme song. Please use the same theme song.
Yes. It's a
And
staple.
please have the shot of London in the boxcar riding off and then like on the cliff, like brings tears in my eyes every time.
And please let the guests stay at Quebec's Fairmont Hotel.
Thank you.
Always at the end.
Gosh, yes. So good. All right. This is actually good too, but in a much more direct way. Some Canadians may see some extra cash from the federal government starting today. A top-up payment is scheduled ahead of the rollout of the Canadian Groceries and Essentials benefit. The CGEB credit begins next month and replaces the GST-HST credit. The government says the one-time payment is meant to give immediate financial support during this transition period. Ottawa says the quarterly payment amounts will jump by 25% for 5 years, giving support to Canadians with low and modest incomes. So maybe your bank account will be a little more full today.
All right, something to keep in mind. News you can use, as you said.
Exactly.
All right, we're going to take our first break on this Friday morning. I'll have a look at your national and international news headlines, and Emma has the first full forecast as well. We're going to take a live look right now at Fredericton, downtown Fredericton. Look how green the grass is at Officers Square. Oh, so nice. Feels like just a few months ago we were looking at ice on this live ice. I'm glad to say goodbye to that. The forecast is next.
Welcome back, Atlantic Canada. Your time now is 6:13. This is a live look at Peggy's Cove. Oh, I just love Peggy's Cove. A nice warm start to the day there. So sunny. You can see that coming in through the clouds there. The weather brought to you by Cummins trusted home standby generators. Here's a look at those current temperatures starting off in Halifax, 11 degrees. Fredericton, 11 as well. A bit cooler in Charlottetown by 1 degree, 10 degrees there. A little cooler even in Happy Valley Goose Bay, 5 degrees. And for St. John's, you're looking at 8. For those current winds, we have winds out of the north direction for Happy Valley Goose Bay, sustained at 9 kilometers per hour. For St. John's, out of the west, 44 kilometers per hour. For those wind gusts in Gander, 33 kilometers per hour. And for St. John's, 57. Here's a look at a frost advisory and alert for Newfoundland today. We are seeing this early Saturday morning. This is for patchy frost is expected. Cooler temperatures tonight, so keep that in mind. For our forecast timeline, starting off in the Maritimes, a mix of sun and clouds for this part of the region. But there are some showers in for Newfoundland and Labrador as well. There's flurries expected in southern parts of Labrador, Mary's Harbor specifically. Moving into this afternoon, we are seeing that there is precipitation making its way out of Newfoundland, cloud coverage in parts of the Maritimes. And there are some scattered showers, a low chance for parts of New Brunswick into the evening. And the overnight, we will see some clouds make their way back in for Saturday morning. This will be a continuation throughout the day. Jumping into those rainfall totals, we're only seeing trace amounts in the Maritimes. Same goes for Newfoundland and Labrador as well. Here's your forecast timeline, starting with New Brunswick, a mix of sun and clouds throughout the region. We have 17 degrees for your cool in Moncton, making its way up to 22 in Campbellton, 23 in Fredericton as well. We will see some nighttime showers there. For Prince Edward Island, a mix of sun and cloud. Surrey, we're seeing 12 degrees, making its way up to 14 in Summerside. Northeast winds 20 kilometers per hour. For eastern parts of Nova Scotia, Canso at 14 degrees, Truro 19, Sydney 16, a mix of sun and cloud throughout the day. Wind gusts getting up to 40 today. For western parts of Nova Scotia, a mainly sunny day for most parts. We have temperatures pretty high as well. 23 in Halifax, 26 in Shelburne, a bit cooler, 21 in Yarmouth. And for Newfoundland and Labrador, we're seeing 12 degrees in Nain, chance of rain. We also have 16 in Labrador City. For St. John's, 12 degrees. Again, we're seeing a bit of precipitation in this area. I'll send things over to Amanda with your news next.
Thank you so much, Emma. The federal government has unveiled an ambitious plan for the future of artificial intelligence in this country. It's being called AI for All, and it forecasts massive economic growth and even job creation. But there are also many questions around security. CTV's Mike Lecouture has more on the plan.
So this is an AI-driven product. Artificial intelligence is becoming the norm in a growing number of products and places. It's why the federal government released its strategy to harness the technology while also placing safeguards around it.
That's AI governed by Canadian values. AI that is accountable to Canadians.
The broad goals of the plan are to boost AI use in businesses from 12% today to 60% by the year 2034, to build a world-leading supercomputer in order to increase Canada's sovereign infrastructure in 5 years, and to give all Canadians access to free AI literacy training.
The government will introduce new legislation, regulations, and standards to protect your data, your privacy, your children.
So far, there are no timelines for those safeguards. Experts are also concerned about maintaining our digital sovereignty through Canadian-owned and managed data centers and clouds. And some say the government needs to think bigger than this current plan.
850 megawatts, right? That was the proposed scale by 2030 of the sovereign kind of infrastructure build they're looking at. That's less than 1/50th of what the private sector in the United States is expected to have online in 2 years.
While the federal government wants to build big data centers, Manitoba just denied a project that would have been the size of 260 football fields.
I think we should be skeptical about the hyperscale data centers that are being pitched in a lot of jurisdictions, just from an economic perspective.
There's also a broader concern over how AI could affect jobs in this country.
We know that AI targets those jobs, particularly of young people, the ones that are getting into the market. So we've got to make sure that we give them the tools required to overcome that.
Minister of Artificial Intelligence Evan Solomon pointed to a Bank of Canada study on the impact of AI, underlining it hadn't seen any significant impact on job losses yet. But the bank also notes that could change once AI use accelerates across this country.
CTV's Mike Couture reporting in Ottawa. Canada's budget watchdog is projecting the federal government's deficit has doubled over the last fiscal year and is bigger than what the government is projecting. The new outlook from the parliamentary budget officer predicts a deficit of $72 billion for 2025-26 and projects deficits beyond this year that are on average $4.6 billion more than what the Liberal government forecast. There's also some news for borrowers. The report predicts the Bank of Canada will hold its key interest rate at 2.25% this year. But if pressures from the Iran war ease, it says the rate could rise to 2.75% in the next year. Air Canada is trying to ease concerns about fuel shortages ahead of the busy summer travel season. The airline sent an email to customers saying there is no fuel shortage affecting its operations, including across Europe. The airline adds it does not anticipate any significant impact throughout the summer. Lufthansa also released a statement saying most European airlines are confident there will be no jet fuel shortage. Time to take our second break here on the Friday edition of Your Morning Atlantic. When we return, we will have your top business headlines plus your must-see moment from TSN. Please stay with us.
Move Mornings with Aaron and Peter. Weekday mornings on Move 100. The most fun in the morning. And home of the $1,000 minute. Only on Move 100 Halifax.
Welcome back. It is now 6:24 on this Friday morning. Time now to check in with our friends at TSN Sports Centre for today's must-see moment.
Hello there, Kara Waglin inside the Sports Center newsroom with your must-see moment from Thursday. And forward we head to Paris, where we have a front-runner for Cinderella Story of the Year. It's Maya Halinska. She's ranked outside the top 100 in the world, but not for long. She had to qualify for the main draw at Roland Garros, and this is match point in the semifinal. An amazing shot, an unbelievable reaction. She's the second player in history to reach a Grand Slam final as a qualifier. She is such a long shot that she had to tell her hotel in Paris that she could only pay for her room once the tournament is over, and she actually got a paycheck. Somehow that hotel room is going to get paid for. And coming up today on TSN, we have your men's semifinals from Roland Garros. None of the four remaining men have won a Grand Slam, so right now that field is wide open. That's all for now from SportsCenter. Have a great day.
This TSN must-see moment brought to you by J.R. Rahe's Furniture and Appliances.
Now to your business headlines from our colleagues at BNN.
The Canadian company keeps its records in American dollars. It reported sales of $2.5 billion for its latest quarter. That's a 4% improvement over last year. But after hours, investors reacted to their 2026 guidance, which the company lowered. It now expects 2026 revenue of about $11 billion. The goal had been about $11.5 billion. The interim CEO says the Yoga-Wear company is navigating headwinds. Here are the closing numbers for the day. The Canadian dollar is down to 71.92. West Texas Intermediate down close to $3 to 93.04. Western Canadian Select is up to 79.11. And the TSX shot up over 400 points to a new record close of 35,217. Those are your business headlines. I'm Morella Fernandez.
Here's your 3-day forecast, starting with New Brunswick. A high of 24 degrees, a mix of sun and cloud throughout the day, nighttime showers. For Saturday, a high of 25 degrees as well, a mix of sun and cloud, showers into the evening. And for Sunday, we are seeing showers as well for a high of 17. For Nova Scotia, we're looking at 25 degrees for that daytime high as well. Today, a low of 9. For Saturday, 20 degrees, mainly cloudy, nighttime showers. And for Sunday, cooling things down with 17 degrees, showers into the evening as well. And for Prince Edward Island, 15 degrees for your daytime high, a mix of sun and cloud. For 21 degrees for Saturday, 30% chance of showers. And Sunday, we're seeing showers as well for 14 degrees.
Just ahead this half hour, the Move Morning Chat. Today we're talking about things that we'd rather do on our own than with other people. That's in about 15 minutes on Your Morning Atlantic.
Hey, good morning. It's Friday, June 5th. We're so happy that you can join us. We have Emma Convey in for Latavia this morning. Welcome back, Emma.
Thank you.
And we're glad that we're not doing this show alone. We're glad that we do it together, and then you're watching us from home or wherever you tune in from, because we couldn't do it without you.
Yeah, for sure. There are certain things that I like to do alone and certain things I like to do with others. You know what I really love to do with others? Go for a run.
Yes.
Way easier when you have somebody else to run with. You run.
Yeah, the motivation is what you need with someone else, like keeping you to pace, encouraging you along the way when you're literally dying. They're picking you up.
Yeah, they're like,
that's what I need.
For me, I'm just so busy talking, solving all the world's problems that I just can't even feel the sore shin or whatnot.
Exactly, and you feel amazing. And sometimes you can find someone who has the perfect pace, so it's great for you, or sometimes you're the one doing a lot of talking, and sometimes you're the one doing a lot of listening.
Yeah, that's right. If they're like a lot faster than you. Anyway, I'm going to go running later today because your earlier forecast showed me that it's going to be nice. But tell our viewers who maybe missed that.
Yes, it is a warm day, especially in the Maritimes. If you are going to go for a run, though, I do encourage definitely a lot of water. It'll be hot, so hydration is definitely key there. Here's a look at Burnt Coat Head in Nova Scotia. What a beautiful view. A mix of sun and clouds to start the day there, 12 degrees in your area. Let's take a look at those current temperatures that we're seeing. In Halifax, 11 degrees, Fredericton, 11 degrees as well, and for Charlottetown, 10 degrees. Things cool down in Newfoundland and Labrador, 5 degrees in Happy Valley Goose Bay, and 8 degrees in St. John's. Here's a look at that UV index, starting with the Maritimes. We're seeing very high across the board here. So again, sun safety is important for Newfoundland and Labrador, between moderate to high for that UV as well, 4, 5, 6 in terms of the UV index. For your satellite and radar, we're seeing a mix of sun and clouds throughout the day in the Maritimes, as well as into Labrador. We do see a chance of some showers for parts of Newfoundland. And in the evening, it's cooling down, bringing into a frost advisory warning for early Saturday morning. Patchy frost is expected. Taking a look at those winds, we have winds for Happy Valley Goose Bay at 9 kilometers per hour. In Gander out of the south at 24 kilometers per hour. A bit breezier for St. John's, 44 kilometers per hour out of the west. And for those wind gusts in St. John's, 57 kilometers per hour. And for Gander, gusting up to 33. I'll have more on your weather later in the show. For right now, let's send things over to Amanda with your news.
Thank you so much, Emma. An unstable construction crane that forced the evacuation of a Halifax apartment building has been fixed. The crane was fixed overnight, and surrounding streets that were closed reopened around 4 a.m. Late yesterday afternoon, 100 people who live in this newer Supreme Court complex on Dutch Village Road, they were evacuated from their units after a nearby construction crane was found to have a significant collapse risk. Experts were brought in from outside the city to help stabilize the big machine, and a local community center was open for evacuees. To Moncton now, where laced street drugs have sparked an overdose crisis that's on full display in the city. CTV's Derek Haggett continues his reporting, but you should know some of what you're about to see may be unsettling.
Scenes of despair like this have been common in downtown Moncton over the last few years. But for the past 7 days, things have been much worse.
The last week has been really bad.
Heidi Callahan and Trey Miller are staying in shelters. They spent the morning walking around checking on friends. Both had Narcan kits in case someone suffering from an overdose needs to be revived.
The drugs that are out now are insanely strong, and they're high in tranq, and people are dropping left, right, and center. I've never seen anything like it.
Since last Friday, Ambulance New Brunswick's 911 dispatch team has responded to well over 100 overdose-related calls. A batch of fentanyl laced with tranquilizers, the likely reason why. But many will keep using no matter what because they don't want to waste what they've already purchased.
Once you've bought that fentanyl, it's, you're going to do it because you want to get high. You need that high. You crave that high.
The cheaper the drugs are, the more unreliable and the more unstable they are.
A spokesperson for Ambulance New Brunswick says they received 20 suspected overdose calls from noon yesterday up until 11 o'clock this morning. The Moncton Fire Department responded to 16 calls between 3 p.m. Wednesday and 3 p.m. today. The usual average, 5 per day. The province says they're looking into the spike in overdoses.
They're identifying it potentially to be connected with a particular strain of a bad drug, and we lean on our partners like Ensemble and others in these instances to get us the real information of what's happening on the ground.
Holt says the Department of Justice and Public Safety is working to crack down on the supply that's making its way to the streets. Derek Haggett, CTV News, Moncton.
New Brunswick's Green Party is looking for a new leader. After 14 years at the helm, David Kuhn announced he's stepping down. He gave the Greens their first seat in the provincial legislature and says he wants his replacement to have plenty of time to settle in before the next election.
I want to make sure that the new leader has a runway of 2 years or so to introduce themselves to New Brunswickers and to prepare.
Kuhn has not ruled out the possibility of running again as a Green MLA in 2028. You'll be paying a little less for gas in Nova Scotia and New Brunswick this morning, but more on Prince Edward Island. In Nova Scotia Zone 1, gas fell by 5.3 cents. The minimum price now $1.73.1 a litre. No change in the price of diesel. It rests at a minimum price of $2.06. Meantime, on PEI, gas increased by nearly 3 cents a litre. The minimum price now $1.86.2. Diesel on the island increased by 4 cents. The minimum price $2.21.8. And in New Brunswick, gas decreased by 1.7 cents. The maximum price, $1.80.1. However, diesel, that increased by 3.4 cents. The maximum price now $2.21.3 a litre. Earlier this week, we showed you video from New Brunswick of a rare albino porcupine wandering outside Fredericton. We're going to keep that animal theme going. How about an albino raccoon? Have you ever seen that? Skedaddle says its wildlife technicians recently discovered this rare white raccoon kit inside the attic of a home in Aurora, Ontario. So the company says it's a genetic condition that causes a partial loss of pigmentation, giving the animal its striking white appearance. Now, the team says they were able to safely reunite the young raccoon with its mother.
That's so cool.
Wow, the albino animals we've been seeing lately.
I know. Wow.
I know. If you missed it earlier this week, Emma, we showed one of an albino porcupine that was from New Brunswick spotted.
I'm curious what that would look like.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Very interesting. There's a hairless raccoon at Hope for Wildlife too.
Oh.
Really interesting. Yeah, it like genetically it's hairless. Anyway, that's a foreshadowing of what's going to come later. But this is interesting. Zellers, it's back again. This time not as a pop-up, but with a new storefront, and there's several locations planned to open up soon. So the first Zellers standalone store reopened in Edmonton last year. It has been successful. So a Windsor, Ontario location is scheduled to open next month. Hello, I've got relatives around there. And another coming to North York soon. Now, there are no exact opening dates. The new stores in Ontario will include clothing, accessories, home and seasonal items, much like you see in these images. They will be smaller than the original No Red Skillet restaurant planned at this point.
I remember that one at the Bedford Place Mall.
Yeah.
When I was a kid.
It's 2013 when they closed. But they never really went away. They're back again.
Oh.
They'll remember them. We all know them.
We all know them, exactly.
Iconic still, right?
Yeah.
All right, still ahead. It's Friday. That means new movies are hitting the box office. We'll have your entertainment headlines just ahead. Emma's got the latest forecast on this Friday. And also, coming up next, Move Morning Chat. Maybe going to the movies is something like you like to do by yourself. Or traveling. We want to know what's something you prefer doing solo. That conversation is next.
Welcome back. Your time now is 6:42. Here's a live look at downtown St. John's, Newfoundland. Cloudy start to the day, expecting rain this morning. That will clear later into the afternoon, though. Let's take a look at those current temperatures across the region. Starting off in Halifax, 11 degrees here. Fredericton, 11 degrees. For Charlottetown, 10 degrees. Cooler in Labrador, Happy Valley Goose Bay at 5 degrees. And for St. John's, Newfoundland, we're looking at 8 degrees. For your current winds, we are seeing from Happy Valley Goose Bay, 9 kilometers per hour. And for St. Anthony, 17 kilometers per hour. Stronger, though, a bit breezier in St. John's, Newfoundland, heading from the west direction, 44 kilometers per hour. For those wind gusts getting up to 57 kilometers per hour in St. John, that's a bit breezy. And for Gander, 33 kilometers per hour. Taking a look at that yellow advisory in effect for that frost advisory early Saturday morning. This is a patchy frost that is expected into the early morning for Saturday, so be aware of that. Taking a look at our forecast timeline for the Maritimes, starting off with, we are seeing a mix of sun and cloud for the day. For Newfoundland, we are seeing scattered showers throughout the area, as well as a chance of flurries, as well as showers into southern parts of Labrador in the Mary's Harbor area. For Friday afternoon making its way, though, you can see that those showers are moving, lingering, though, in the north parts of Newfoundland, and still cloudy in the Maritimes. And into the evening, though, for Friday, we do see a low chance of some showers for the New Brunswick area. Into Saturday morning, we do see cloud coverage throughout most of the area, the region, including Newfoundland and Labrador there as well. For those rainfall outlook totals, we are seeing trace amounts in the Maritimes, as well as trace amounts in Newfoundland and Labrador. Here's your forecast timeline, starting with New Brunswick. Temperatures 17 degrees in Moncton. Mixes of sun and cloud throughout the province here, getting up to 24 degrees in Woodstock, 23 in Fredericton. Do expect showers into the evening there. For your those in Prince Edward Island, 12 degrees in Surrey, 13 in Tignish, warmest in Summerside at 14 degrees, a mix of sun and cloud throughout the day, and your wind 20 kilometers per hour. For eastern parts of Nova Scotia and Canso, where it's coolest 14 degrees, Sydney at 16, getting up to 19 in Truro, a mix of sun and cloud throughout the day. For western parts of Nova Scotia, mainly sunny day here. We're seeing 23 in Halifax, 23 in Bridgewater, 26 in Shelburne. For Newfoundland and Labrador, we have 17 degrees in Happy Valley, Goose Bay, 16 degrees in Labrador City, cooling things down with that rain. In Newfoundland, 12 degrees in St. John's, 8 degrees in Gander. I'll have more on your weather later in the show. For right now, let's send things over to our Move Morning Chat.
You know that sound? It means the Move Morning Chat with our friends Aaron and Peter from Move Mornings in Halifax. We love each other's company, spending some time together.
True that.
But there's sometimes you want to be alone, especially if you need to get things done. So this morning we are asking, what is something you like to do alone rather than with others? And Aaron, you're the one who's got a story about this.
Well, we had to talk about this because I went to the movies last night. Okay.
Yes.
And I know a lot of people say they like to go to see a movie by themselves. Now, I was not by myself, but here's why I brought this up, because I went to see the movie called Obsession, which is a scary, scary movie. And what I could not believe was that sitting beside my partner and I was a girl about my age, and she was completely on her own, watching the scariest 2-hour-long movie I have ever seen. And afterwards, I literally was looking at her. I'm like, you're by yourself. She's like, yeah, I love doing this. I'm like, for a horror movie? That is next level. So we talked about it on the morning show a little bit this morning, and that is why we are throwing it out to you and your viewers. What is something you prefer to do alone, like going to see a movie, than do with others?
And I bet there are lots of things that we can, that come to mind that we like to do alone. For me, the first thing that popped up was shopping. I am very strategic in my shopping. And if I need something, I think I know where it is. I want to walk straight to it in the store, get out of my car, walk straight to what I want, take a look at it, get the right size, look at the price tag, take it home. I don't need to try other things. I don't need suggestions of what might look good on me. I just want that thing. Thus, this is the way I look, but not necessarily anyone else's fault but my own. I want to shop on my own.
Yeah, okay, this is only because I live in an environment just absolutely overflowing with love. Like, I have great people in my life all the time. I like to do most things alone because it's a treat. You get to traveling alone, you get to everything just a little bit more sensory, like smelling differently, that you just appreciate everything a little bit more because it's just you and the world. So traveling, I love to see movies by myself. One thing I don't like to do on my own, even when traveling, is eating. I generally kind of find somebody else that kind of looks like they might want, and I'll sidle up to a stranger and I'll eat with them. Which is fun. I've met some interesting people.
That's so interesting.
What about you?
Mine are the very two things that Aaron and Peter mentioned. I love going to movies with people, but if there's a movie I really want to see, as you mentioned, life's busy. Sometimes it's hard to schedule it with friends or a family member. So if it's something I really want to see on the big screen, I might just say, do you mind if I just go this afternoon to go catch a film? I don't mind going by myself. My dad's like that as well. Prefer the company, but really, if I want to see it, I'll go. And I agree with Peter. There's sometimes when you're shopping, especially if there's a particular errand that you need to run, I know I'm going to be faster if I go by myself. There's no side quests I'm going to have to accomplish. I don't have to answer anyone else's questions. And if it takes time to sit and think, like, for example, if you're getting a new cell phone plan, that can take a long time sometimes. I want to be there by myself to handle it.
Anyway, Aaron and Peter, this is a fun one. Thank you very much for this great suggestion. Yeah. Also, cleaning the house, making dinner. I want to do that alone. Don't bother me. I'm in the zone, people. I'm in the zone. All right. So what do you like to do alone, or you prefer to do it alone anyway? Let us know. 10-400. We'll have a fun roundup at the end of the show.
The #1 morning show in Halifax. Turk, Megan, and Amateur Alex. And home to the biggest artists. Halifax's #1 hit music station. 101.3 Virgin Radio.
Welcome back. Almost 6:53 on this Friday morning. Time for a free trip to Hollywood to take a look at your entertainment headlines.
You are not just some boy band guy. And you are too good for that wedding band.
Power Ballad opens in theaters today. The new comedy starring Paul Rudd and Nick Jonas is about a boy band star who steals a song from a wedding singer to relaunch his career and the fallout that ensues. ABC Audio caught up with Rudd and asked him whether or not he surprised himself with his singing ability in the film.
I'm always just like, oh God, I hope I don't fall on my face. You know, that's really, but I feel that with just about every job I do, and ones that require singing and ones that don't.
Paul Rudd has also been announced as one of the presenters for Sunday night's Tony Awards. Other presenters include Patrick Wilson, Maya Rudolph, and Megan Thee Stallion. Sicily is levitating for Dua Lipa and Callum Turner's wedding bash. They are expected to hold a two-day party this weekend on the southern Italian island. While shrouded in secrecy, workers and security have been preparing in Palermo. And happy birthday to actor Mark Wahlberg, who is 55 today. That's what's happening in Hollywood. Jacqueline Lee, ABC News.
Dua Lipa mentioned there. She got married recently. Did you see her dress?
I didn't. What did it look like?
It's just a nice little suit with a hat. Different direction. She looked great.
She always does. She always does.
All right, let's move on to our story right now.
Thanks to the work of biologists, we can now see images of life on the ocean floor.
The video was shot off the coast of Newfoundland at depths most of us will never explore on our own. CTV's Garrett Berry has the story.
See, for the first time, these secrets of the sea.
For me, it's like watching a different movie every time the video and the camera comes up.
Hundreds of kilometers off the coast of Newfoundland and hundreds of meters underneath the surface, these ancient cold-water corals have never been seen before.
It's pitch black going through the water column for the longest time, and then all of a sudden this vibrant and textured landscape comes into view.
Until now.
You see something brand new that's never been seen before. It really gasses you up and keeps you going.
Isabelle Jubenville was on the Polar Prince for an expedition between Oceania, Canada and DFO. The team captured this footage using a drop camera system, bringing light to these mysterious and incredible creatures.
Because they grow so very slowly, they actually hold a record of geological history in their tissues. So, you know, different isotopes of elements that exist in different quantities over time, that's actually registered within the structure of the corals.
A living history book. And these are the building blocks of the ocean.
They give us an answer as to why the waters off Newfoundland and Labrador are so rich, why we have such a long history of commercial fishing, you know, almost 500 years, if not longer.
Now, researchers with Oceania are in Ottawa tonight to show off what they found at this southern Newfoundland slope, sharing this find and maybe highlighting what's out here, what might be worth further study and protection. Garrett Berry, CTV News, St. John's.
Here's a look at your three-day forecast for New Brunswick. A high of 24 degrees, sun and cloud throughout the day. Your low 15, expecting night showers. For Saturday, a high of 25 degrees, mix of sun and cloud with 60% chance of showers in parts of New Brunswick as well. And for Sunday, a little lower, 17 degrees, mix of sun and cloud, 60% chance of showers. For Nova Scotia, we're looking at 25 for that daytime high. A mainly sunny day for Nova Scotia. 20 degrees for Saturday, mainly cloudy with nighttime showers. And for Sunday, 17 degrees and showers. For Prince Edward Island, 15 degrees for that daytime high, a mix of sun and cloud throughout the province. 21 degrees for Saturday, a low of 8 degrees, and 30% chance of showers here. And for Sunday, 14 degrees for that daytime high, 6 for that low, and showers as well.
It's Friday, June 5th. Today on Your Morning Atlantic, heading back home. An unstable construction crane that forced evacuation of a Halifax apartment building has been fixed. Your top news headlines in just a few minutes.
And the Moncton Brain Tumor Walk. We'll get the details on the fundraising event and speak with a woman who has a very personal reason for being involved. That's coming up on the Friday edition of Your Morning Atlantic.
Good morning. Your time now is 7 o'clock. Welcome back. Happy Friday. Heading into the weekend, it's a warm one for today. Very nice sunny out there. I'm excited about it.
Me too.
I know. We're excited to have you on too, Emma. Day number 2 here in the Morning Atlantic. A little easier getting up this morning, maybe?
A little easier. I'd say I was used to the early morning wake up. I had my alarm set 15 minutes earlier than yesterday just to make sure I wasn't
so smart.
late.
Yeah, well, we're so happy to have you, and you'll be filling in now and again now that you've got this thing all figured out. You'll be joining us all the time now.
I hope so. Yeah. I like being here.
You bring the weather that we love.
It's true. Yeah, and Latavia's, she's still here. She's working hard behind the scenes,
She's in the building.
She's been doing a lot of training.
She's good luck as well for the weather.
For sure. Oh, definitely. And Latavia will be back on Monday. Okay, this is the Highland Village in Iona. If you haven't been, you need to take your son here, Amanda. It's a really great place.
I've been personally, but I have not taken him there yet. Yeah.
It's beautiful.
Have you been, Emma?
I haven't, but it's definitely on my bucket list. That's for sure. It's a sunny day here in this area, and it does look stunning. Oh my goodness, so picturesque. Let's take a look at those current temperatures across the region. For Halifax, 11 degrees, Fredericton 11 as well, Charlottetown 10 degrees, Happy Valley, Goose Bay, we're seeing things a bit cooler, 5 degrees here, Cartwright 3 degrees, and for St. John's, Newfoundland, 8 degrees. For that UV index in the Maritimes, it is very high across the Maritimes, 8 for that UV index, and for Newfoundland and Labrador, ranging between moderate to high as well, 4, 5, 6 for that UV index. For that satellite radar, we are seeing sun, mix of sun and clouds for the Maritimes, but a warm day and a chance of some showers for Newfoundland today as well. We have a frost advisory in alert for early Saturday morning. Patchy frost is expected for this area. Taking a look at those current winds sustained in Happy Valley, Goose Bay at 9 kilometers per hour, in St. Anthony 17 kilometers per hour, and for Gander heading from the south direction 24. Breezier in St. John's, though, 44. Gusts getting up to 57 for St. John's and 33 for Gander. I'll have more on your weather a little later in the show. For right now, let's send things over to Amanda with your news.
Thank you so much, Emma. An unstable construction crane that forced the evacuation of a Halifax apartment building has been fixed. The crane was fixed overnight, and surrounding streets that were closed reopened around 4 a.m. Late yesterday afternoon, 100 people who live in a newer Supreme Court complex building on Dutch Village Road were evacuated from their units after a nearby construction crane was found to have a significant collapse risk. Experts were brought in from outside the city to help stabilize the big machine, and a local community center was open for evacuees. 2 people arrested Wednesday in Sydney after fleeing the scene of a stabbing have now been charged with murder. Police have charged 29-year-old Pavel Benjamin Peck and 32-year-old Vernon Gregory Peck, both of Wagmacook, with second-degree murder. Police found 39-year-old Terrence Campbell with stab wounds in Whitney Pier Wednesday. He later died of his injuries. Both of the accused appeared in court Thursday afternoon. A 53-year-old construction worker died on the job in New Brunswick Thursday. Officials say the worker with Northern Construction was hit by a transport truck early yesterday morning on Highway 2 just outside of Oromocto. The road was under construction at the time, and the investigation is ongoing, but no charges are expected. New Brunswick's Green Party is suddenly looking for a new leader. After 14 years at the helm, David Kuhn announced he's stepping down. He gave the Greens their first seat in the provincial legislature and says he wants his replacement to have plenty of time to settle in before the next election.
I wanted to make sure that the new leader has a runway of 2 years or so to introduce themselves to New Brunswickers and to prepare.
Kuhn hasn't ruled out the possibility of running again as a Green MLA in 2028. Some elementary and middle school students in Fredericton were served their lunch by the Premier on Thursday. Susan Holt was announcing the provincial government's plan to split the cost of student lunches with families as part of the new Pay What You Can program in schools across the province. The government is spending $26 million on the program next year, and it's already been tested at a few schools.
This means that families will have access to a $4 lunch option for students from kindergarten to grade 8 and a $5 lunch option for students from grade 9 through to grade 12.
The lunch program will begin this fall. Last September, the New Brunswick government launched a universal breakfast program in schools, which is expected to cost $11 million over 3 years. Striking long-term care workers took their picket line to a construction site on Thursday.
And we just did a work stoppage here to try and get some attention to our cause.
The protest stopped work on a new healthcare center in Cape Breton. It's a new tactic for the union in a strike with seemingly no end in sight.
We are under an essential service agreement, which is quite brutal. The scheduling is terrible. People are going in there 14, 18, 21 days straight, plus on the picket line.
There are nearly 28,000 health professionals in acute care, home care, and in long-term care who've already accepted the offer. And sadly, we know that some are leaving one long-term care facility to go across the street. They're voting with their feet.
And in the afternoon, CUPE paused the strike at an urgent treatment center in Yerushat, acknowledging it's the only medical treatment center near that community. And after 8 weeks, it's become clear that it's needed. You'll be paying a little less for gas in Nova Scotia and New Brunswick, but more on PEI. Beginning with Nova Scotia, Zone 1, gas fell by 5.3 cents. The minimum price now $1.73.1 a litre. No change in the price of diesel. It rests at a minimum price of $2.06. Meantime, on PEI, gas increased by nearly 3 cents a litre. The minimum price now $1.86.2. And diesel on the island increased by 4 cents. The minimum price $2.21.8. And in New Brunswick, gas decreased by 1.7 cents. The maximum price $1.80.1. But diesel increased by 3.4 cents. The maximum price now $2.21.3 a litre in New Brunswick. Finally, a hippo has a new home in Fredericton. Now, can you see it there on your screen on the right? That is Harold. And he is a life-size sculpture, and he's now going to permanently live at the Odell Park Duck Pond during the warmer months. So the city of Fredericton bought the piece for $5,000. This sculpture was actually created by local artist Gene Hudson 3 years ago. So Harold has lived at Killarney Lake Park, then Odell Park, and then also in St. Andrews at Kingsbrae Garden. But now he's going to be in Fredericton. Fun fact, Harold is made from the metal of repurposed barrels, and he's also anchored in a way that he sways slightly with the water.
It's awesome. What a great public art installation. I fully endorse this.
Looks so realistic.
I love it. That's so cool. I'm going to go check it out. Odell Park is beautiful.
It is a beautiful spot, yeah.
Okay, guess
in the
what?
City.
I have a fun follow-up story.
Yes.
So you weren't here, Emma, but we had a few weeks back, we told you about a wonderful community initiative by our partners at Kent to celebrate their 50th anniversary. They pledged to donate $50,000 to a charity in Atlantic Canada, and you got to vote on which of 10 worthy organizations would get the money. Well, the winner of the Kent Golden Giveaway community vote is Hope for Wildlife.
Oh, yay!
Yay! So many responses came in from across the region, but when voting closed on May 31st, Hope for Wildlife received the highest level of public support. They will now receive the full $50,000 donation from Kent Building Supplies. Congratulations to Hope for Wildlife, and thank you to all of you for giving a hoot. Because we just saw those cute owl pictures.
Oh my gosh,
little.
that's amazing.
They do incredible work there, so that's wonderful. Yeah, great
Hope,
stuff.
What a wealth of knowledge, Hope and her team.
And good on Kent for using their anniversary as an excuse to give a bunch of money to a worthy cause.
Yeah, 50 years, here's 50 grand.
Exactly.
Very nice. Okay, well, still ahead this half hour, I'll have a look at your national news headlines. We'll take a look at how the rising price of fuel is impacting people who plan on traveling this summer. But first, Emma has her latest look at the Friday forecast. Boy, we have some warm temperatures this morning. Maybe you'll crank the AC in the car.
That'd be nice. That'd be nice.
That'd be nice. Of course, it's usually always a little cooler in southern parts of New Brunswick. Here is a live look at uptown St. John this morning. The forecast is just a few minutes.
Welcome back. Your time now is 7:13. Here's a live look at Charlottetown. A beautiful start to the day there. You can see the sun peeking through. Weather brought to you by Cummins Trusted Home Standby Generators. Here's a look at those current temperatures we're seeing across the region. In Fredericton, 14 degrees. Halifax, 13. Charlottetown looking at 9. Happy Valley Goose Bay, things are a bit cooler, 6 degrees, and 9 degrees in St. John's. For those current winds, we have winds in St. Anthony at 19 kilometers per hour in Gander from the south, 17 kilometers per hour. Stronger, a bit breezier, I should add, in St. John's, gusting at, or sustained at 39 kilometers per hour, but gusting up to 54 kilometers per hour. We do have a yellow alert for a frost advisory early Saturday morning for Newfoundland. This is patchy frost to be expected. Taking a look at our forecast timeline across the region, starting with the Maritimes, we're seeing a mix of sun and clouds, warmer temperatures. We do have showers in Newfoundland, those as well as a chance of showers in southern parts of Labrador and chance of flurries as well for areas like Mary's Harbour. Into the afternoon, we see that rain or the showers do clear out of Newfoundland, however, still lingering out in the northern parts there. For Friday evening, pardon me, we have cloudy across the Maritimes, as well as a few showers making their way in, just a few for parts of New Brunswick. Leading into that overnight cloudiness across the region in most areas, as well as a few of those showers lingering around in parts of New Brunswick. Leading into Saturday morning, however, cloudy across the region. Here's a look at the rain outlook until Saturday morning. Trace amounts for the Maritimes, as well as trace amounts for Newfoundland and Labrador as well. Not a whole lot. Here's their forecast timeline, starting with New Brunswick. Temperatures ranging from 16 in Moncton, making their way up to 24 in Woodstock, 22 in Edmundston. A mix of sun and cloud throughout the day. We are expecting some showers into the evening, though. Here's Prince Edward Island. We have 11 degrees in Surrey, 12 in Charlottetown. A mix of sun and clouds here. Nice day for Prince Edward Island. And we have for eastern parts of Nova Scotia, Sydney looking at 16. A bit cooler, Canso in for 15 degrees, mix of sun and cloud throughout the area here. Truro, 19, it's warmest there. Even warmer for western parts of Nova Scotia, 23 in Halifax, 22 in Yarmouth, mainly sunny throughout the area. For Newfoundland and Labrador, cooler, 12 degrees in Nain, 17 in Labrador City, mainly sunny, as well as a few showers of the mix. 13 in St. John's. Gonna send things over to Kaylin Mitchell with your campfire report.
This is the Campfire Conditions Report brought to you by Pine Acres RV, where customers become friends. The province of New Brunswick is currently closed to campfires and Category 1 burning. For Nova Scotia, no campfires permitted in Kings, Annapolis, Digby, Yarmouth, Shelburne, or Queens counties. The remainder of that province, campfires restricted to the hours of 7 p.m. to 8 a.m. And for Prince Edward Island, the province is currently open to campfires, but closed for domestic brush burning. Remember, these conditions are valid until 2 p.m. on June 5th.
To national news now. In Quebec, investigators still looking for answers after a stabbing inside a Montreal Walmart yesterday. Police say a 22-year-old man was fatally stabbed with a sharp object during an altercation with a group of teenagers. Police arrested 4 15-year-old boys. The motive for the attack remains unclear. As summer fast approaches, road trips are back on the calendar for many Canadians, but with fuel prices climbing, some are rethinking the route, the vehicle, and the budget. CTV's Maria Saru has more from PEI.
When Landon Duffy and Amber Campbell started planning their cross-country road trip last fall, the budget looked lower.
Welcome to our camper.
The couple expected to spend about $4,500 on fuel. Now it could be closer to $7,000.
It definitely does put some pressure on costs. I mean, there's a lot more evenings I'm working to pull it off.
After saving up, they bought this used camper for the trip. A happy medium with enough space, but better mileage.
Initially, you would want the biggest and the best, but the extra 3 liters per 100 kilometer you go by sizing down in a camper makes a great deal of difference when you're doing 10 or 15,000 kilometers on the road.
For people just getting into RVs, the price at the pump can make the decision harder.
That's definitely a potential concern for people that are newer to the industry.
The latest national industry data shows new RV sales were down more than 16% through March compared with the same period last year. Larger models saw the steepest drop, with motorhomes down nearly 49%.
People that are within the RV lifestyle, they will probably alter a little bit how they're using their RV. So they may stay closer to home. They will perhaps go for shorter trips.
Back in their camper, Duffy and Campbell are excited and a little nervous to get going. Despite the bigger budget, they say seeing more of Canada is still worth it.
I've done traveling in Europe and such, but I'm excited to just see more of where I'm from.
The couple plans to hit the road in September and roll back onto the island 6 weeks later with their bucket list adventure in the rear view. Maria Sru, CTV News Victoria, Prince Edward Island.
Thank you so much, Maria. Another break here on Your Morning Atlantic. When we return, Crystal will have a conversation about the Moncton Brain Tumor Walk taking place this weekend. That's on the other side of this break.
Welcome back. It's 7:22. The Moncton Brain Tumor Walk is taking place this weekend. It aims to bring together survivors, families, healthcare professionals, and community to raise awareness and funds for thousands of Canadians impacted by brain tumors each year. To learn more about the upcoming walk, we're pleased to have Dr. Susan Skanes with us this morning. Good morning, Dr. Skanes.
Good morning. Thanks for having me on.
Well, it's a pleasure to shine a spotlight on this issue. Now, you are a physician and a dedicated supporter and advocate of the Brain Tumor Foundation of Canada. How did you come to be involved with the foundation?
So my story is very personal. My husband, Dr. David Dodge, was diagnosed with a glioblastoma in June of 2023. You know, shocking, you know, to hear those words. You know, Dave had quite a journey with his brain cancer. I mean, he was a very passionate physician and very resilient, and he took on his diagnosis with the same sort of passion and resiliency that he gave to his work. So it was actually, we had learned about Brain Tumor Foundation through our social worker at the hospital, who gave us some handbooks, you know, for caregivers and patients, and we started to explore a bit more. And then we decided to do a fundraising walk in 2024 for the Brain Tumor Foundation of Canada. So that's how it all started.
Wow. Well, you've had, obviously this can happen to anybody, and you with such a personal experience with this. Before, I mean, I think it's important. What do you want people to know about brain tumors?
Well, I wanted to know that can happen to anybody.
Yes.
You know, that you never think things are going to happen to you, and then they do. You know, I would like to raise awareness about brain tumors, in particular. You know, it's like anything, until you're involved with it, you don't really know about it. But I would like to shine the spotlight on it, because 1 in 27 Canadians will hear that they have a brain tumor diagnosis every day in Canada. And the brain is a control center. So, you know, a brain tumor diagnosis doesn't just affect your cognitive abilities. It also has a huge impact on physical abilities, your personality. Like, it's everything, right?
Definitely. Well, I know that the Brain Tumor Foundation supports families like yourself. It also supports research, which is going to help people dealing with it and moving on into the future, perhaps even prevent the issue. But here we have a picture of the walk. We're almost out of time, Dr. Skanes, but remind us exactly where and when it takes place.
So Sunday, June 7th, Centennial Park. Registration starts at 8:30. Lots of great activities, kids zone. There'll be a tree of life there, where people can put stickers on for survivors, patients, etc. We'll have a DJ, lots of snacks, and we have a silent auction. So we're hoping it's going to be a really, really great day.
All right, wonderful. Sunday sounds like it is going to be a very special event for a lot of reasons. Thank you for your time, Dr. Skanes, and thank you for sharing your story.
No problem. Thank you for having me.
Our pleasure. Now, we have put more information about the Moncton Brain Tumor Walk on our website. Your Morning Atlantic will be right back after this 3-day forecast.
Here's a look at your 3-day forecast for New Brunswick. Friday's looking at 24 degrees, a mix of sun and cloud showers into the evening. For Saturday, 25 degrees returns, a mix of sun and clouds, 60% chance of showers as well for parts of New Brunswick. And for Sunday, things cool down, 17 degrees, mix of sun and cloud, with also a chance of showers. For Nova Scotia, 25 degrees, mainly sunny throughout the day here. And for Saturday, 20 degrees, mainly cloudy with showers into the evening. Sunday, showers into the day as well, and 17 for that daytime high. For Prince Edward Island, you're looking at 15 degrees for your daytime high, a mix of sun and clouds. For Saturday, 21 for that high, low of 8, 30% chance of showers. And for Sunday, showers as well, 14 degrees there.
Coming up in this half hour, homegrown herbs in the garden guide. It's time to put those plants in the ground. We'll check in with Maria and Emily Trigano from our partners at Halifax Seed in 15 minutes on the Friday edition of Your Morning Atlantic.
Welcome back. Come on and join us. We're halfway through the show already, but there's still lots of fun to be had. We got a food truck coming in, a little surprise guest. A lot is happening, but gosh, herbs.
Herbs. Herbs.
Herbs.
I know, even when I was saying it, I'm like, do people say herbs or herbs?
Herbs feels more natural to me. What about
I don't know. I always think tomato, tomato. They're so similar, but like.
Yeah, that's so true. I'll tell you, the only thing I really know about herby herbs is that mint is aggressive, that you want to plant mint separately. That's the only thing I know.
So they say, but I love mint. When I plant it, it's not taking over my whole garden. It's a bit of a healthy plant, but
yeah,
I would think maybe I need to encourage my mint to be more assertive in its life, because I'd love it to be more.
You have a docile mint?
I have a very gentle, shy mint, wallflower.
I love that.
There is nothing like when you trim fresh basil or something from these herbs and herbs, and I really want to pay attention because that is the best plant I like to have around.
Oh, fresh herbs, take it up a notch.
Bring it to Halifax.
And they love the sun. Most herbs love the sun.
Yes, that's where it's sunny, in Halifax. Best place to plant it. Taking a look at the harbor front there. Oh, see some boats in the harbor. So beautiful. Nice sunny start to Halifax. Let's take a look at those current temperatures, what we're seeing across the region. Let's start in Halifax, 13 degrees here, 14 in Fredericton, 9 in Charlottetown, a bit cooler in Labrador. We're looking at 6 degrees in Happy Valley, Goose Bay, 9 degrees in St. John's. For that UV index, we are seeing a very high UV across the Maritimes. 8 today for Newfoundland and Labrador. We have moderate to high, 4, 5, 6 for those UV indexes, so bring out the sunscreen. Definitely. Here's a look at your satellite and radar. A sunny day throughout the Maritimes. Warm start as well with some clouds in there. For Newfoundland, we do see a chance of some showers into this morning, clearing into the afternoon, though. For a frost advisory, we have one for early Saturday morning in Newfoundland. Patchy frost is expected here. Taking a look at our current winds, we have winds in Happy Valley, Goose Bay sustained at 13 kilometers per hour. Out of the west for St. John's, a bit stronger, 39 kilometers per hour. For Halifax out of the west as well, 13 kilometers per hour. For those wind gusts in St. John's, 54 kilometers per hour. I'm going to send things over to Amanda for the news, but I'll have weather later in the show.
Thank you so much, Emma. An unstable construction crane that forced the evacuation of a Halifax apartment building has been fixed. The crane was fixed overnight, and surrounding streets that were closed reopened around 4 a.m. Late yesterday afternoon, 100 people who live in a newer Supreme Court complex building on Dutch Village Road were evacuated from their units after a nearby construction crane was found to have a significant collapse risk. Experts were brought in from outside the city to help stabilize the big machine, and a local community center was open for evacuees. At the pumps, you'll be paying a little less for gas in Nova Scotia and New Brunswick, but you'll be paying more on Prince Edward Island. In Nova Scotia, Zone 1 gas fell by 5.3 cents. The minimum price now $1.73.1 a litre. No change in the price of diesel. It rests at a minimum price of $2.06 a litre. On Prince Edward Island, gas increased by nearly 3 cents a litre. The minimum price now $1.86.2. And diesel on the island increased by 4 cents. The minimum price $2.21.8. And in New Brunswick, gas decreased by 1.7 cents. The maximum price now $1.80.1 a litre. However, diesel increased by 3.4 cents. The maximum price to $21.3 a litre. New Brunswick's Green Party is looking for a new leader. After 14 years at the helm, David Kuhn announced he's stepping down. He gave the Greens their first seat in the provincial legislature and says he wants his replacement to have plenty of time to settle in before the next election.
I want to make sure that the new leader has a runway of 2 years or so to introduce themselves to New Brunswickers and to prepare.
Kuhn hasn't ruled out the possibility of running again as a Green MLA in 2028. Halifax police officers are expected to be outfitted with body-worn cameras by the end of the year. But the use of the technology remains a source of debate, along with issues of accountability and privacy. CTV's Callum Smith has the details.
Body-worn cameras are knocking on the door for Halifax Regional Police, with terms like accountability, transparency, and privacy in the spotlight.
Does the presence of a body-worn camera on an officer reduce the likelihood of the use of force? And 2, does the presence of a body-worn camera reduce civilian complaints about police? And the answer to those 2 questions is inconsistent.
The co-author of a body-worn cameras book says strong policy is needed.
We will not turn on our systems until such time that everything is policies in place, the staff are in place.
Halifax Police inked a contract with vendor Axon in March for a digital evidence management system, body-worn cameras, and in-car cameras. Previous 5-year cost estimates were nearly $12 million, almost $2.4 million annually.
Yes, it is expensive, but it's the cost of doing business. And I think body-worn cameras serve 2 purposes. They help to protect our residents and make sure that everything is going the right way when there's interaction with the police. It also protects our police officers when there's maybe false claims against them.
What it provides in terms of accountability and transparency, I think it's a good move forward, and that's something that I think that will serve public safety for everyone in a good way.
Footage can also be used in court, but Schneider warns body cameras will never paint a complete picture. The rollout is to finish by the end of December. Callum Smith, CTV News, Halifax.
Thank you so much, Callum. Now to a heartwarming story. A critically endangered breed of tiger is now slightly less endangered.
Thank you.
That is thanks to a special conservation program at an Indonesian zoo. 4 rare Sumatran tiger cubs made their public debut at the zoo in East Java province. The 3 males and 1 female, they were born 11 weeks ago. They are feisty. The Sumatran tiger is the world's smallest tiger subspecies and has been endangered for decades. But this conservation effort, hoping they can help. Leave Mama alone.
Love it.
So cute.
Just nipping at her heels. Oh my gosh.
Love the color of those tigers.
They are beautiful. I mean, this is just a good excuse to show some adorable baby animals.
They're so
don't you bug
little.
Mama again. Trouble.
Okay. A reminder now with the Move Morning Chat. So.
Yeah, sometimes mom needs some alone time.
Exactly.
Whether you're a mom or not, a parent, anyone.
Yes.
Yes. We've received a few answers so far, but we are asking you, what is something that you prefer to do alone versus doing with other people, right?
Yes.
Sometimes you want to do something by yourself, right? You need a little bit of a break. That's our Move Morning Chat question today. You can send us a text at 10400. We would love to hear from you and share some of your text messages a little later.
All right. Now, the jury is out on whether this next story is a good idea or not. A baby buffalo in Bangladesh has been named Donald Trump because of its unexpected but striking resemblance to Donald Trump, according to many. The rare albino bull, which weighs 700 kilograms, became a sensation when a farmer suggested that his blonde tuft of hair resembled the U.S. president. I have to say, it's uncanny. The U.S. after a video. See, look at that.
Wow.
That's not doctored up. That's
the comb over.
Yeah,
I can see it.
exactly. A video of the animal went viral on social media, so large numbers of people are showing up at the farm to get a glimpse of it for themselves. Zoo officials say the name was meant to be a compliment, but some say the moniker is disrespectful to the leader. No word yet from Donald Trump on what his opinion of the...
Wonder if he's seen it.
Exactly. I'd say it's a compliment, but look at that. Look at the hair.
They're a cool animal, honestly.
Needs a red tie.
There it is.
I love that photo. That's a great photo.
Someone must have combed it.
They did. You actually see the farmer. The farmer did comb it. Yeah, he did.
Okay, there you go. There you go. All right, still ahead. Emma has the latest look at the Friday forecast, and also it's time for the garden guide. It's thyme, T-H-Y-M-E.
Oh, nice one.
You get it? Yeah, we're talking basil, mint, and dill, and we'll dig into those details when we return.
Welcome back. Your time now is 7:43. Here's a live look at Yarmouth, Nova Scotia. A beautiful sunny start to the day here. Weather brought to you by Cummins Trusted Home Standby Generators. Here's a look at those current temperatures starting off in Halifax, 13 degrees, 14 in Fredericton, 12 in Bathurst, for Charlottetown 9, a bit cooler Happy Valley Goose Bay 6 degrees, and for St. John's, Newfoundland 9 degrees there. For those current winds, we have winds in Gander from the south direction, 17 kilometers per hour, a bit stronger in St. John's. 39 kilometers per hour is where they're sustained, but those gusts gusting up to 54. Taking a look at that yellow alert we have in effect, a frost advisory. This is for early Saturday morning for Newfoundland. Patchy frost is expected here. Here's your forecast timeline for the region. For the Maritimes, we're seeing a sunny day, a warm start to the day as well here. For Newfoundland, we have showers into the morning, as well as a chance of some scattered flurries in southern parts of Labrador, Mary's Harbor specifically. Moving into the afternoon, we see those showers make their way out of Newfoundland. There is some cloud coverage in parts of the Maritimes as well, and a few low chance of some scattered showers, or low chance of showers per se, in New Brunswick. Moving into the evening, we do see a clear area in Labrador there. Still those showers making their way into parts of New Brunswick as well. Still clear out of Newfoundland though. For Saturday morning into the overnight, cloudy across the region here. Same goes for the morning for Saturday as well. Here's your rain outlook for into Saturday morning. Trace amounts for the Maritimes, as well as trace amounts for Newfoundland and Labrador as well. Here's your forecast that we're seeing in New Brunswick. A mix of sun and clouds throughout the province. Temperatures ranging from 16 degrees in Moncton, making their way up to 22 in Campbellton, 22 in Edmundston as well, and 22 in Fredericton. Showers into the evening. For Prince Edward Island and Surrey, we're seeing 11 degrees, making their way up to 13 in Summerside. Mix of sun and cloud throughout the day here. For eastern parts of Nova Scotia, Canso, where it's coolest, 15 degrees. Sydney, 16 degrees. Antigonish, 17 degrees. Warmest in Sheet Harbour, 22 today. Mix of sun and clouds. Western parts of Nova Scotia, we're seeing Halifax at 23 degrees, 22 in Yarmouth, mainly sunny throughout the province here. And for Newfoundland and Labrador, we're seeing 17 degrees in Happy Valley Goose Bay, 13 over in St. John's, Newfoundland, mainly sunny. However, there are some showers this morning. I'm going to send things over to, now I'm Garden Guide, and I'll be back later in the show.
The Garden Guide is brought to you by Halifax Seed, growing for 160 years.
Welcome back to CTV News at 5. We're here with my friend Emily Trigano from Halifax Seed, and today we are in the garden on this gorgeous sunny day. It's time to plant.
Did it turn around?
Yeah.
Maybe the weather turned around.
Let's not talk about it. Yeah, I don't want to jinx it.
So, we're talking about a herb garden today, and herbs are so versatile. I love what you can do with them. I love that you can put them on a patio, you can put them in a container, you can put them in a garden. You can really, you can even grow them on the windowsill inside. You can do just about anything you want with herbs.
They're beautiful and they're so functional too.
Yep, and you can mix and match. Yeah. So grow the herbs that you know you're going to cook with. Yeah. So I have a few different herbs planted around my property. Okay. So the first thing that I love to do is have something that is directly off my kitchen. Yeah. So this planter here, there's a mix of some beneficial flowers. So marigolds are always really great to plant around vegetables and herbs. They're going to help protect and keep some of the bad insects away. We also have some trailing vines as well, just to provide a little bit more interest when it's kind of right in the
your
back
yard,
patio,
like on your
off my
patio,
deck.
sure.
I have some thyme, rosemary, cilantro, and some parsley in here. I'm going to put that actually on the railing. This is
I love
cool.
this planter. Look at that.
This planter, you can set it on the ground, you can set it on a patio, or you could actually set it on the railing of your deck.
So it's right there at your kitchen door. When you're cooking and you need some time, just go grab it.
It's easy peasy.
It's fresh, yeah.
Then down in this bed, this is my herb garden, and I love this garden. A few weeks ago, we amended the soil in it, so there's lots of good nutrients. I have some lavender that's coming back to life, and actually last year, we planted that raspberry shrub.
This is how big it's gotten. Look at it.
It's wonderful, and the berries are delicious.
Wow.
So it's a thornless dwarf raspberry bush that continues to come back year after year.
Love it.
It's amazing.
And what do we have over here? Here's some stuff that hasn't even gone in yet.
Over here, so here's what I'm gonna say. It's still nighttime temperatures, we're still a little cool. So you do want to be really careful with basil.
Okay.
Everything else, you should be okay. When it comes to planting herbs, you take them out of the pot, you kind of massage those root systems, put it right in the ground.
The same as most transplants,
It's easy peasy.
Yeah.
Now, the one thing that we do have to say, I love heavy mint. Mint is wonderful.
I know what you're going to say.
Put it in its own pot. Do not put it in a garden bed. It will crowd out, take over. Your whole yard will end up
Unless
in
your main purpose is mojitos every day.
Precisely.
Yeah.
So always put this on its own.
Awesome.
And then there you have it.
And how much watering do we need?
So it's all going to depend on the specific area that you have your planter or your garden bed. This is a south-facing, slightly windy location. When I get this planter up on the deck, this soil is going to dry out a lot. So if it's warm and sunny, at least daily waterings.
Okay.
Really, when it's hot, sunny, and dry, especially in the middle of the summer, it's going to require daily waterings. Morning is best.
I love that. Thank you, Emily.
You're welcome.
We'll see you next week.
See you then.
We have no milestones to pass along today, but if you'd like to see previously aired milestones or find out how to submit one, visit our website by scanning the QR code you see on your screen. And a reminder that milestones must be received at least 2 weeks in advance.
Cape Breton's favorite comedy duo hits the big screen in Nova Scotia this weekend with Tracy and Martina going west.
Yep, and the two already made it to Charlottetown and the Yukon. And as CTV's Brienne Foley reports, this screening is especially good, dear good.
That's the test. We're going to Alberta.
So what?
Hi, sexies. It's Tracy Hunt.
I'm your girl Martina.
The duo you know and love has moved from your home screen to the big screen.
We shot that probably, what, 2 years ago?
It was 2 years ago, yeah. Since then, we've been back out to West, and we've done a whole cross-Canada tour.
Yes,
and
we
we're
have.
going out again, so a lot of miles on us.
Nice to see Canada, but I prefer being home, eh?
A road trip that actually brought them to their roots.
Meet all the Cape Bretoners that I didn't see since high school.
It's true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just all the people that go out west to work.
There's a lot of
and all that.
expats, eh?
Yeah. What's that? Expat?
Yeah.
What's that?
People that leave the island, live somewhere else, but they're from home. Well, we done a video years back called Camp Connection Hotline, and it really blew up in Alberta. There were men that I knew that were working out there that were sending the video around, emailing to each other. It was like a sex hotline video.
We're on the news, you can't say that probably.
Oh, okay.
It wasn't always sunshine and double-doubles on the road.
Money.
Oh, God, yeah, it was the money.
Yeah.
Because I had Martina in control of the debit terminal and taking all the cash and everything while we were selling merch at the shows.
And we were drinking heavy.
And here I thought she was pocketing all the money. But you weren't, Dave.
No, it was
you
just,
weren't.
I wasn't.
I know.
Yeah, no.
Unscripted in true Tracy and Martina style.
Just hit record on the camera, eh, and just
say, God,
had
people
Buddy
hear
follow
movie,
us around.
People hear movie and they think like, oh, scripts and all that.
No.
We didn't plan a thing.
No.
Didn't write a thing. It was just like.
It's a documentary,
it's
is what they call it.
Okay.
Yeah. And we just had 2 little cheap mics that we use for our YouTube channel.
Yeah.
And Buddy back home from Sydney Mines, the director.
Yeah,
Brendan Lyle. he had the single camera and he was just following us around.
Going Out West is coming east this weekend.
It's finally happening.
And it's sold out.
Yeah.
And they added a bunch more screenings. So you can go on the Cineplex website and go see Tracy and Martina Going Out West.
And
we're that excited. And you know what? This show means more to me than any other show in the world.
In the world.
Because it's all of our family and friends coming and people who have been following us since day one. We appreciate that.
That's true.
When's this going to be done?
We can wrap it up anytime you want.
Okay, because we got to
drive back to Cape Breton.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And thank you, but yeah.
Yeah, we appreciate it. And follow us. I'm at It's Tracy Hunt.
I'm at Your Girl Martina.
Yeah, lots of entertaining content on there for everyone.
You ready?
I'm good anytime.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh my gosh, I bet the Tracy Martina love a Needs Extra Slush. Our friends and partners at Needs Convenience have a fun promotion to share with you now. Kids get a special treat at Needs in Atlantic, Canada. Here to tell us more is Jenny McGregor with Needs Convenience. What a cool way for kids to celebrate the end of the school year. Thank you for bringing in all these wonderful extra slushes, and thank you for making them extra beautiful. Look at that. It's a work of art.
Yeah, they're really popular with the kids, and we've kind of started a tradition in Atlantic Canada that kids can come in on grading day and get a free slush, and it's a great way for them to start their summer holidays.
Yeah, tell us exactly how it works.
Well, on grading day, the kids can just come in. It has to be that specific grading day.
Yes.
So in New Brunswick, it's June 19th, and Newfoundland's June 25th. And PEI in Nova Scotia is June 30th. So they can look for this poster in store. They'll be up a week prior, and kids can just come in. Everyone's aware of it. So.
Do you have to show, like, now they don't have paper report cards anymore. Like, how do you prove that you're a student?
Well, we've kind of been using, like, you know.
You're just sort of good judgment?
Exactly.
Okay.
Yes.
Amazing.
Yes.
It's such a fun idea.
It is.
Oh my gosh, I know the kids love it. New flavor, cotton candy grape with the fruité. Tell us all about that.
So Needs has partnered with Fruité to use their cotton candy grape flavor, and it's like cotton candy pink. It's this guy here.
Can I try it?
Yes, of course.
Oh my gosh.
And it's sweet and delicious. It's kind of just like being at the fair.
These
honestly.
are, you guys must have extra froze these so they wouldn't melt because, okay, I'm going to have to actually get in. I'm going to have to just like dig in.
Yes, go for it. Yeah. With them being slush, we wanted it to be the real experience of being frozen.
You know what I am? I'm not at Needs Convenience, although that's a great place to be. I'm at the fair.
Exactly.
This tastes exactly like cotton candy. Oh my gosh. I love it. Well, there is a wide variety of flavors that I know you can mix and match because kids and kids at heart, like myself and so many of our viewers, love to make their own extra slush. So what other flavors are available this summer?
Oh, so we have strawberry, cherry, peach, raspberry, and grape. So lots of flavors. Peach is my ultimate favorite.
I was just going to say peach. Did you bring peach in?
Yes, it's right here.
Okay, you got to try that one too.
This guy right here. It's really good.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Ooh, the peach is a little softer. Okay, Jenny, anything else you need our viewers to know about what Needs Convenience has planned for this grading day promotion?
No, it's just a way to really kick off the summer for the kids and to promote like summer road trips and stopping into Needs for snacks.
Perfect. I put you on the spot. I'd like to come with you on a road trip. We'll stop at Needs, get a slushie, and
absolutely.
I can mix the peach and the grape cotton candy if that's okay with you.
Absolutely.
All right.
Actually, it's this guy right here.
Perfect.
So you can try that.
Pre-made. Okay. Wonderful. Thanks, Jenny. Thanks to our partners at Needs Convenience. It's time for a break. We'll be back with the 8 o'clock hour right after this. Oh my gosh, where to go next on this journey?
The #1 morning show in Halifax. Turk, Megan, and Amateur Alex. And home to the biggest artists. Halifax's #1 hit music station. 101.3 Virgin Radio.
It is Friday, June 5th. Today on Your Morning Atlantic, heading back home. An unstable construction crane that forced the evacuation of a Halifax apartment building has been fixed. We'll have more details in your top news headlines.
And Food Truck Friday is back. We've once again partnered with the Nova Scotia Food Truck Association for a fun and tasty summer series. We're kicking things off with Miller's Gourmet to Go a little later this half hour.
summer is coming in just a few weeks, and this show is just pumping me up for summer, summer vacation, summer road trips, going and stopping by Meads and getting a slushie, which my son loves.
Yes, free small slushie on grading day.
That's perfect.
So check out Needs Convenience social media website, and they'll have the details. So the posters will be in the store.
And we've got Food Truck Friday. Miller's Gourmet going to be joining us. Fantastic. One place, if I'm doing a road trip, that I always have to stop at, it is in Masstown in Nova Scotia, just outside of Truro. They have the best baked goods. Best place for a stop for lunch. And you know what? That's the Catch of the Bay. Not Catch of the Sea. Catch of the Bay is that little spot there.
Cute.
But they also have a great gift shop.
They do, but
and I get distracted.
For me, it's the ice cream part. They have a really big selection, and they give you a generous portion.
Perfect day for ice cream there, that's for sure. Look at that sunshine. Beautiful day across the region. Really looking in for that nice sunny day as well today. Let's take a look at those current temperatures. In Halifax, 13 degrees. Fredericton, 14 degrees. In Charlottetown, a bit cooler, 9 degrees. Cooler, though, in Happy Valley Goose Bay at 6 and 9 degrees in St. John's. Taking a look at that UV index, we see a very high UV across the Maritimes, 8 for that UV. So be sure to bring out that sunscreen for Newfoundland and Labrador. The UV ranging between moderate to high, 4, 5, 6. Sunscreen still needed. Here's a look at your satellite and radar for the Maritimes. A mix of sun and cloud throughout the day. Warm temperatures warming up throughout the day as well. For Newfoundland and Labrador, we do see a mix of showers into the morning for some areas for Newfoundland. However, those do make their way out of the region into the afternoon, but it does cool down. A frost advisory is in effect for early Saturday morning. In Newfoundland, patchy frost to be expected. For those current winds, we have winds out of the south for Happy Valley Goose Bay at 13 kilometers per hour, a bit stronger in St. John's out of the west. 39 kilometers per hour for those wind gusts in St. John's, 54 in Charlottetown from the south, 39 kilometers per hour. I'm going to have more on your weather later in the show. For right now, let's send things over to Amanda with your news.
Thank you so much, Emma. An unstable construction crane that forced the evacuation of a Halifax apartment building has been fixed. The crane was repaired overnight, and surrounding streets that were closed, they reopened around 5 a.m. Late yesterday afternoon, 100 people who live in the newer Supreme Court complex apartment building on Dutch Village Road, they were evacuated from their units after a nearby construction crane was found to have a significant collapse risk. Experts were brought in from outside the city to help stabilize the big machine. A local community center was open for evacuees. That will close at 9:30 this morning. The city says about 18 people from 10 units used the evacuation center overnight. In Cape Breton, 2 people arrested Wednesday in Sydney after fleeing the scene of a stabbing have now been charged with murder. Police have charged 29-year-old Pavel Benjamin Peck and 32-year-old Vernon Gregory Peck, both of Wagmacook, with second-degree murder. Police found 39-year-old Terrence Campbell with stab wounds in Whitney Pier on Wednesday. He later died of his injuries. Both of the accused appeared in court yesterday afternoon. A 53-year-old construction worker died on the job in New Brunswick yesterday. Officials say the worker with Northern Construction was hit by a transport truck early Thursday morning on Highway 2 just outside Oromocto. The road was under construction at the time, and the investigation is ongoing, but no charges are expected. New Brunswick's Green Party is looking for a new leader. After 14 years at the helm, David Kuhn announced he is stepping down. He gave the Greens their first seat in the provincial legislature and says he wants his replacement to have plenty of time to settle in before the next election.
I want to make sure that the new leader has a runway of 2 years or so to introduce themselves to New Brunswickers and to prepare.
Kuhn hasn't ruled out the possibility of running again as a Green MLA in 2028. At the pumps, you'll be paying a little less for gas in Nova Scotia and New Brunswick, but more for gas on the island. In Nova Scotia's Zone 1, gas fell by 5.3 cents. The minimum price now $1.73.1 a litre. No change in the price of diesel in the Halifax area. It rests at a minimum price of $2.06 a litre. On Prince Edward Island, gas went up. It increased by nearly 3 cents a litre. The minimum price now $1.86.2. And diesel on the island increased by 4 cents. The minimum price now $2.21.8. And in New Brunswick, gas decreased by 1.7 cents. The maximum price now $1.80.1 a litre. However, diesel increased by 3.4 cents, the maximum price $2.21.3 a litre. Halifax Harbour has been identified as the most effective way to move commuters in the city, where traffic on the street has become a problem. Now, a new service has launched on the water with an aim to help. CTV's Hafsa Arif has more.
The newest ride on Halifax Harbour isn't a ferry, but an electric water taxi, launching today from the Halifax waterfront.
You know how busy it can be when it's a nice day out here, so we really want to make sure that anyone who wants to come out and see Halifax from the water or move around by water can.
The service is starting with tours around the harbour and trips to destinations like George's Island. For some passengers, it offers a whole new perspective of the city.
Work down on the waterfront here, so it's really interesting to be able to see it from this perspective. It's very beautiful.
After spending years on Halifax waters, Rob Goss says he's excited to introduce more people to the harbour.
Great opportunity. It's spend time on the water here and give people a taste of the city that you wouldn't see from shore.
And getting close to George's Island has quickly become a highlight.
You look at it from the wharf all the time, but seeing it up close is just so cool to see it up close.
Others were already seeing practical uses for the service.
Even for me, I commute like almost 40 minutes to the waterfront here every day. And especially when the bridge is out or something like that, the ferry, this can make it a lot easier for me to get to work.
Hafsa Arif, CTV News.
Taxi?
I would hailing a taxi just from the waterfront. Taxi?
Exactly. Oh my gosh, I love it. Okay, let's talk about FIFA for the first time, and we're going to be in many times because it's coming up soon.
It's coming next week.
Yep.
Yeah.
The massive International Broadcast Center is now open in Dallas. The International Broadcast Center, or the IBC, is about 45,000 square meters, about the same size as Rogers Center, home of the Blue Jays. This center will serve as home base for media from all over the world. So they'll have video review operators for every watch. The center will have all kinds of things, controls, camera feeds for the 16 stadiums across Canada, Mexico, and the U.S. And the IBC will have 2,000 broadcast staff stationed here as well. It's huge. It is slightly larger than our operations here at Your Morning Atlantic.
A little larger.
Only slightly.
Quality control room. Right now, I bet you our tech team is like drooling, looking like, let me in.
And as this is the before, like next week, it'll just be people swirling everywhere.
Yeah.
Wow.
The calm before the storm.
They're getting set.
Yes, exactly.
Ready to go. Okay, still ahead this half hour, we're going to kick off Food Truck Fridays for another season. We're so happy about that. But before that, it is a look at the Friday forecast. Oh, what a gorgeous place to
gorgeous day.
Vive l'Acadie. Here's a look at Grand Prairie, Nova Scotia this morning. Look at those blue skies. Your daily highs are next.
Welcome back. Your time now is 8:12. Here's a live look at Edmundston, New Brunswick. A beautiful sunny start to the day. Weather brought to you by Cummins Trusted Home Standby Generators. Taking a look at those current temperatures for Halifax, 14 degrees. Fredericton is 15 degrees. Charlottetown is 10. And Happy Valley Goose Bay, things cooled down a little bit at 6 degrees. And for St. John's, warmer actually now, and then the last few hours, 10 degrees there. Here's a look at those current winds. We have winds in St. Anthony at 15 kilometers per hour. And for Gander, 9 kilometers per hour. A bit stronger for St. John's out of the west at 43 for those current wind gusts. St. John's picking up in gusts to 56 kilometers per hour. And in Charlottetown, 35. And Washbrook Lake, 28. Here's a look at a yellow alert we have for a frost advisory for Newfoundland. This is early Saturday morning, expecting patchy frost to be expected. For your forecast timeline for the Maritimes, a sunny day throughout the Maritimes. Warm temperatures. For Newfoundland, we do see some showers throughout the area there, as well as in southern parts of Labrador, a chance of some flurries. Moving over to our afternoon for Friday, we see that there are some scattered flurries left left over in the northern parts of Newfoundland, as well as a few making their way into some parts of New Brunswick as well. Into the evening, cloud coverage throughout much of the Maritimes, as well as a few scattered showers just progressing, sticking around for New Brunswick. Into Saturday overnight, we see clouds continuing throughout the rest of the region. Things do clear out of Newfoundland and Labrador, however, and into that Saturday morning timeline, we still see cloud coverage throughout the Maritimes. Taking a look at our rain outlook, we see trace amounts throughout the Maritimes, as well as trace amounts in Newfoundland and Labrador as well. For that, your forecast starting with New Brunswick, temperatures ranging from 17 in Moncton, making their way up to 23 in Woodstock. A mix of sun and cloud, showers to be expected into the evening. For Prince Edward Island, Surrey looking at 11 degrees, Summerside 13, 12 in Charlottetown, a mix of sun and cloud. Winds out of the northeast, 20 kilometers per hour. For eastern parts of Nova Scotia, Canso, it's the coolest, 14 degrees, 16 in Amherst, sun and cloud for your day here. Western parts of Nova Scotia, 23 in Halifax, a bit warmer in Yarmouth, 22, 26 in Shelburne, a mainly sunny day for western parts of Nova Scotia. For Newfoundland and Labrador, looking at temperatures at 17 in Happy Valley Goose Bay, 17 in Labrador City as well. Things cooling down a little bit in St. John's, 12 degrees. Mainly sunny in Newfoundland and Labrador, but we do have some precipitation there as well. As well, I mentioned a few showers into some of the areas as well. I'm going to have more on your weather later on, but right now let's send things over to Amanda with your news.
Thank you so much, Emma. Canada's budget watchdog is projecting the federal government's deficit has doubled over the last fiscal year and is bigger than what the government is projecting. The new outlook from the Parliamentary Budget Officer predicts a deficit of $72 billion for 2025-26 and projects deficits beyond this year that are an average $4.6 billion more than what the Liberal government forecast. There's also some news for borrowers. The report predicts the Bank of Canada will hold its key interest rate at 2.25% this year, but if pressures from the Iran war ease, it says the rate could rise to 2.75% next year. The federal government has unveiled an ambitious plan for the future of artificial intelligence in this country. It's being called AI for All, and it forecasts massive economic growth and even job creation. But there are also many questions around security. CTV's Mike Couture has more.
So this is an AI-driven product. Artificial intelligence is becoming the norm in a growing number of products and places. It's why the federal government released its strategy to harness the technology while also placing safeguards around it.
That's AI governed by Canadian values, AI that is accountable to Canadians.
The broad goals of the plan are to boost AI use in businesses from 12% today to 60% by the year 2034, to build a world-leading supercomputer in order to increase Canada's sovereign infrastructure in 5 years, and to give all Canadians access to free AI literacy training.
The government will introduce new legislation, regulations and standards to protect your data, your privacy, your children.
So far, there are no timelines for those safeguards. Experts are also concerned about maintaining our digital sovereignty through Canadian-owned and managed data centers and clouds. And some say the government needs to think bigger than this current plan.
850 megawatts, right? That was the proposed scale by 2030 of the sovereign kind of infrastructure build they're looking at. That's less than 1/50th of what the private sector in the United States is expected to have online in 2 years.
While the federal government wants to build big data centers, Manitoba just denied a project that would have been the size of 260 football fields.
I think we should be skeptical about the hyperscale data centers that are being pitched in a lot of jurisdictions, just from an economic perspective.
There's also a broader concern over how AI could affect jobs in this country.
We know that that AI targets those jobs, particularly of young people, the ones that are getting into the market. So we've got to make sure that we give them the tools required to overcome that.
Minister of Artificial Intelligence Evan Solomon pointed to a Bank of Canada study on the impact of AI, underlining it hadn't seen any significant impact on job losses yet. But the bank also notes that could change once AI use accelerates across this country.
CTV's Mike Couture reporting in Ottawa. Another break here on Your Morning Atlantic. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Murphy's Logic is brought to you by Kent Building Supplies. Look what we've built together.
Today in Murphy's Logic, Steve has some thoughts on where the Prime Minister should live and who should pay for it. Here's Steve.
The outgoing Governor General is right. In an exit interview with the Globe and Mail, Mary Simon says the Prime Minister of Canada should not be living on the grounds of Rideau Hall. Mark Carney, like Justin Trudeau before him, lives at Rideau Cottage, a 160-year-old two-story, 22-room home traditionally occupied by the Secretary to the Governor General or some such person. Mr. Trudeau moved into that building in 2015 after the Prime Minister's official residence at 24 Sussex Drive, a house where Mr. Trudeau grew up, was deemed unfit. It has been in an embarrassing state of disrepair for years, and no Prime Minister has been willing to take the political risk of spending millions of dollars to fix it up, particularly not during a national housing shortage. Governor General Mary Simon says it's not appropriate for the leader of the government to live on land occupied by the representative of the Crown. She's making a largely technical and constitutional argument about the symbolic separation of the government from the monarch, and that's fair enough. But that's not the best reason for the PM to move out. A government memorandum describes the cottage, Rideau Cottage, as inadequate and a security risk. The Governor General is also right when she says, as a nation, we should provide a proper home for the Prime Minister, as we do for the Leader of the Opposition. The leader of a modern democracy needs a modern and secure place to live and to entertain heads of government and other dignitaries. It's an important symbol of sovereignty. It will cost money, tens of millions, to renovate 24 Sussex Drive or build a new official residence, but we need to do it. And the federal government should establish a national charitable foundation so that the parliamentarians and the political parties and corporations and private citizens can make financial contributions to help pay for it. I'm Steve Murphy.
People, what you're seeing is a food truck, Miller's Gourmet to Go, one of our faves. And guess what? Food Truck Fridays are back. Thanks to our friends at the Nova Scotia Food Truck Association. The president is Terry Miller, also the owner of Miller's Gourmet to Go. Terry, thanks for coming back. Great to have you here.
Look, it's awesome. And partnerships is what it's all about, isn't it, Crystal?
Yes, it sure is.
And we're having much better weather, and you don't have a broken foot this year.
Oh, my gosh, you've got such a great memory. Let's talk about the Food Truck Association, first of all. How many members do you have?
We have 18 members, and this is our 13th year.
Wow.
So some people say 13 is an unlucky number. We're looking for this to be a special number. New members this year, even far down as the South Shore, Sugar Hut. We got All Round Pizza in with us this year, another new member. Roll On 2 Chimney Cakes is taken over by new ownership out of Bridgewater. So we got one of everything. If you got a taste bud, we can fill it.
I love it. Okay, now, benefits of being part of the association to the members.
Yeah, so once they join with us, they have to submit all of their permits. So we know that they're certified health-wise, fire-wise, that their green suppression cards are in place as well.
Okay.
That's what they need to give us, and then, they're part of the association.
So when people hire a food truck from the association, they are good to go. And a lot of people do contact you, so for the people who actually own food trucks, why would they want to be members of the association?
Because really, we are sort of the network.
Okay.
Once they get a hold of us, either phone number or our, Nova Scotia Gmail account,
yep,
we will farm that out to the appropriate trucks. So if they're looking for fish and chips, French fries, we will take that grouping, send them the information, and they will now deal with the promoter.
It helps them get bookings. That's what we want. Okay, so Terry, talk about Miller's Gourmet to Go. You have evolved so much since you began. I've been a fan since the beginning. You know that you can always count on me to buy at least 3 candy apples. But what's hot this year?
Well, we've kind of gone with all the carnival fun foods. So we tell people it's not a party without Miller's. So you've had all of this. I did not bring the candy apples. I know how much damage you did to your hair last year eating that thing, but we do have them. But now we moved on to the traditional hot dogs, the hamburgers, the sausages, chili dogs. We've created a new foot-long cheese roll with donair sauce.
Okay.
So
well, as they say in TV, show don't tell. So you take the mic, Terry.
Okay.
I'm going to try the shaved ice.
Okay. This is
my other favorite, actually. Thank you for bringing it. What is this?
Margarita shaved ice.
Margarita shaved ice. No alcohol, but all the flavor.
All the flavor goes with that as well.
No. These are so popular in the summertime. Oh my gosh. It must be a challenge for Susan and the other staff to keep up with the demand on these on a hot day.
Those machines and stocking ice is quite a challenge. Let's move on to something else. Let's show you our sausage here. I hope you like sauerkraut.
I do. This is beautiful. So you have sausages now. Other things, you got the supreme taco in a bag, smoked meat on a bun. There was some other, okay, I'm gonna try this in a sec. Oh, there's the taco in a bag. That is so fun.
You're going to be, have your hands. We need some help in here.
Yeah, we do.
Absolutely.
Here,
you're going to share that?
They picked a great day. Try that. We'll share this all.
This is going to be a mess. I can feel white's not a good color for this.
Heaven, as we said earlier in the segment, was partnerships. We've got
get
some
a
great
look at
partnerships.
this.
Like, you know, we've got our Halifax Wanderers. We've got our Tides that we are there all the time with them. We've been there since the beginning. And to watch them go is exciting as well.
That's delicious, by the way, Terry. Thank you so much. Okay, always at the Wanderers and Tides games. Where else can people find you this summer?
We're at all the major events. We are at the Comedy Festival with Matt Riff's going to be there. Rib Fest is a big event. We've done that since the beginning. We actually look after all of the vendors. That's another one of my volunteer jobs.
Yeah.
So, you know, they can now get one of these. I'm going to leave a bunch for you. We're going to hand those out at every event we go where they can get a third off the ribs. July 3rd, 4th, and 5th. Come out and see us at the Rib Fest. That's a Rotary function, all volunteers.
I'm going to put this here because
we got another one coming up for you.
There was one other thing you wanted to tell us about. It's a foot-long cheese thing with donair sauce on it. Tell us about that.
You know, our friends at King of Donair, Norm Nahas family, if you can't get a donair, you got to get the sauce. So, you know, we've taken their sauce, we've created it to a cheese stick. They're a foot long. And the nice thing about all this is walk-around food. Walk around, talk around.
Yeah.
You know,
there it is. There it is. Oh, my gosh.
Oh, I'm here with a spare hand.
Okay,
I'll help you.
That looks amazing.
Yeah, so you get a nice dipping sauce that goes with that. And, you know, just walk and talk as we said before.
Terry and Susan, there's a JW, hands off. You got to just work the camera. We'll get exactly. He's going to steal it. We put all the information about the Nova Scotia Food Truck Association. This is just one in a whole series coming up every Friday. Terry, thank you so much.
Oh, great. Come over and see us.
I will. Susan, thank you. All the info's on our website as we go to break. Oh, my gosh, I'm in heaven.
We'll be at the music festival as well, so that's another...
Still ahead this morning, a lesson in lawn bowling. Crystal heads to St. Mary's Lawn Bowling Club to get all the details on their fun and free try lessons. That's just ahead in the Friday edition of Your Morning Atlantic.
Welcome back. Your time now is 8:31. This sunny day in the region. What a nice hot day.
Awesome out there. Wow.
Perfect food truck weather.
I know. It was so nice just to be outside in order for, taste of this summer. This is so good. I'm flying through.
It's a kind of like a cheesy bread that you put donair sauce on?
Oh, yeah.
So
almost like a big garlic bread.
Oh, I'd love that.
With cheese, lots of cheese.
This has been a good week. I tried the lawn bowling this week.
You had a blast.
Surprisingly, I didn't know what I was going to. I was really good at it. And I've never played before in my life. And it was.
You're athletic.
People were so welcoming and friendly. I think I found my calling.
I think she came back. She was glowing. She's like, that was really fun.
So fun.
Goes pro.
Yeah, goes pro.
You can try it for free, and that we'll hear when we meet. Jamie, he tried it once and now he's running the whole thing. It's quite addictive. So be careful if you go try it. You might just fall in love. Oh my gosh. Anyway, it's great weather for lawn bowling.
Perfect weather for lawn bowling. A bit hot. Bring out that water, that's for sure. Here's a live look at Chester, Nova Scotia. Oh, how I love Chester. Whenever I get to travel there for reporting, I just love it. So beautiful, so sunny there as well today. Here's a look at those current temperatures across the region. 14 degrees in Halifax, 15 in Fredericton, 10 in Charlottetown. Bit cooler, Happy Valley Goose Bay, 6 degrees, 3 degrees in Cartwright, and St. John's, 10 degrees. For that UV index across the Maritimes, it is very high today for an 8, so be sure to bring out that sunblock. For Newfoundland and Labrador, that UV moderate to high, 4, 5, and 6. Sunblock still needed. Bring out the water as well. Here's a look at your satellite and radar. A sunny day in the Maritimes, mainly sunny. However, there are some cloud coverage in there. For Labrador, mix of sun and clouds in there as well. For parts of Newfoundland this morning, we do see some scattered showers. However, that does clear into the afternoon. We have a frost advisory in effect for Newfoundland early Saturday morning. Patchy frost to be expected. For those current winds from the St. Anthony is at 17 kilometers per hour is where it's sustained. A bit breezier in St. John's, Newfoundland, 43 kilometers per hour coming in from the west direction. And for those gusts for St. John's, 56 kilometers per hour. And for Charlottetown, heading from the south direction, 35 kilometers per hour. We're going to have more on the weather later on in the show, but for right now, let's send things over to Amanda with your news.
Thank you, Emma. An unstable construction crane that forced the evacuation of a Halifax apartment building has been fixed. The crane was repaired overnight, and surrounding streets that were closed reopened around 5 a.m. Late yesterday afternoon, 100 people who live in a newer Supreme Court complex apartment unit on Dutch Village Road were evacuated from their units after a nearby construction crane was found to have a significant collapse risk. Experts were brought in from outside the city to help stabilize the big machine. A local community center was also open for evacuees. That will close in about an hour's time at 9:30 a.m. The city says 18 people from 10 units used the evacuation center overnight. In Cape Breton, 2 people arrested Wednesday in Sydney after fleeing the scene of a stabbing have now been charged with murder. Police have charged 29-year-old Pavel Benjamin Peck and 32-year-old Vernon Gregory Peck, both of Wagmacook, with second-degree murder. Police found 39-year-old Terrence Campbell with stab wounds in Whitney Pier on Wednesday. He later died of his injuries. Both of the accused appeared in court Thursday afternoon. A 53-year-old construction worker died on the job in New Brunswick Thursday. Officials say the worker with Northern Construction was hit by a transport truck early yesterday morning on Highway 2 just outside Oromocto. The road was under construction at the time, and the investigation is ongoing, but no charges are expected. New Brunswick's Green Party is looking for a new leader. After 14 years at the helm, David Kuhn announced he is stepping down. He gave the Greens their first seat in the provincial legislature and says he wants his replacement to have plenty of time to settle in before the next election.
I want to make sure that the new leader has a runway of 2 years or so to introduce themselves to New Brunswickers and to prepare.
Kuhn hasn't ruled out the possibility of running again as a Green MLA in 2028. Some elementary and middle school students in Fredericton were served their lunch by the Premier on Thursday. Susan Holt announcing the provincial government's plan to split the cost of student lunches with families as part of the new Pay What You Can program in schools across the province. The government is spending $26 million on the program next year. It's already been tested at a few schools.
This means that families will have access to a $4 lunch option for students from kindergarten to grade 8 and a $5 lunch option for students from grade 9 through to grade 12.
The lunch program will begin this fall. Last September, the New Brunswick government launched a universal breakfast program in schools, which is expected to cost $11 million over 3 years. You'll be paying a little less for gas in Nova Scotia and New Brunswick, but more on Prince Edward Island. In Nova Scotia Zone 1, gas fell by 5.3 cents. The minimum price now $1.73.1 a litre. No change in the price of diesel. It rests at a minimum price of $2.06. Meantime, on PEI, gas increased by nearly 3 cents a litre. The minimum price now $1.86.2. And diesel on the island increased by 4 cents. The minimum price $2.21.8. And in New Brunswick, gas decreased by 1.7 cents. The maximum price $1.80.1. However, diesel increased by 3.4 cents. The maximum price now $2.21.3 a litre. A hippo has a new home in Fredericton. Take a look here at your screen. You'll see Harold there floating on the right. He is a life-size sculpture and will now permanently live at the Odell Park Duck Pond during the warmer months. The city bought the piece for $5,000, and the sculpture was created by local artist Gene Hudson 3 years ago. Harold's lived in a variety of places, including Killarney Lake Park and in St. Andrews at Kingsbrae Garden. Harold is made from the metal of repurposed barrels. He's also anchored in a way that he sways slightly with the wind and the water. Now to a very sweet surprise this morning.
Happy National Donut Day.
To celebrate National Donut Day, the Salvation Army is handing out free donuts this morning to commuters at the ferry terminal.
Wow.
Yeah, this is at downtown Halifax. The Salvation Army is handing out the pastries in honor of the female donut lassies who delivered treats to bring comfort, hope, and a taste of home to soldiers during the First World War. So it's a throwback to a part of their history and also looking forward. Some people, they're too busy for donuts. I would never say no to a donut. Oh my gosh.
It's just such a neat idea to draw attention to the organization by celebrating its history.
When Maritimers hit the road this summer, their first stop should be Needs Fast Fuel to help you fuel your adventures. The Atlantic Visual Arts Festival returns for its 30th year. There will be an opportunity to meet artists and their mediums from all across Canada and abroad. Artistic activities will be available for the entire family. Head to their website for additional details. Sirens Sing the Pops is the choral show taking place this weekend in Charlottetown, June 6th at 7:30 p.m. Come out to the Steeles Recital Hall of the UPI campus to enjoy music that spans decades and styles. To learn more, head to their website on your screen here. And we are all shook up all over for the Elvis Tribute Night this weekend in Lower Sackville. The performance will take place at the Pink Piano Saturday, June 6th at 6:30 p.m. Make sure to get your tickets.
Explore the Maritimes this summer. Brought to you by Needs and Fast Fuel. There for all your on-the-go snacking needs.
CTV, in partnership with Needs Convenience Fast Fuel, wants to help fuel your adventure for fun with more. For more than 140 stores and gas bars throughout Atlantic Canada, Needs is your headquarters for coffee, slushies, snacks, meals on the move, car washes, and fuel. One lucky viewer will win $200 for a gift card to be used at any Needs or Fast Fuel location. Adventure awaits. Don't miss out on your chance to fuel up for fun. To enter, head to ctvatlantic.ca. Good luck.
All right, we got one more break coming up. Well, a couple more breaks coming up. Emma has one last look at the Friday forecast and peek ahead to the weekend. And then Crystal goes lawn bowling. If you've ever want to try this sport, she's going to tell you how you can get free lessons. What's free these days? Not much. But lawn bowling is. Details up next.
Welcome back. Your time now is 8:44. You're getting a live look at Walton, Nova Scotia. A beautiful sunny day here. Weather brought to you by Cummins Trusted Home Standby Generators. Taking a look at those current temperatures, starting off in Halifax, 14 degrees here. Fredericton, 15 degrees, Charlottetown at 10, a little cooler in Happy Valley, Goose Bay at 6 degrees, and for St. John's, Newfoundland, we're looking at 10. Here's a look at those current winds. We're seeing winds for St. Anthony at 17 kilometers per hour, for Gander, 17 as well. A little bit stronger in St. John's out of the west, 43 kilometers per hour, gusts getting up to 56 there. And for Charlottetown out of the south, 35 kilometers per hour. We have a yellow alert for a frost advisory for Saturday morning in Newfoundland. This is patchy frost to be expected. Here's a look at your forecast timeline, starting with the Maritimes. We're seeing warm temperatures, sun and cloud throughout the day. We do see some showers in Newfoundland this morning. Those will clear into the afternoon, but for right now we are seeing those, as well as a few scattered chance of flurries, as well as some showers in southern parts of Labrador, specifically Mary's Harbor area. Into the afternoon, we do see that precipitation make its way out. However, it is holding on in northern parts of Newfoundland, and into the evening for Friday tonight, we will have a few scattered showers in some parts of New Brunswick. However, cloudy throughout most of the Maritimes. This continues into a Saturday as well, where we do see cloud coverage throughout most of the region here. Taking a look at those rainfall outlook, until Saturday morning, trace amounts for the Maritimes, as well trace amounts for Newfoundland and Labrador. Here's a look at your forecast, starting with New Brunswick. We have temperatures ranging from 17 in Moncton, making their way up to 23 in Woodstock, 22 in Edmundston, sun and cloud, expecting showers into the evening there. For Prince Edward Island, temperatures in Surrey at 11 degrees, warmer in Summerside, 13 degrees, a mix of sun and cloud throughout your day. Eastern parts of Nova Scotia looking at 14 in Canso, where it's coolest, making its way up to 22 in Sheet Harbor, a mix of sun and cloud throughout the day, wind gusts getting up to 40 kilometers per hour. For western parts of Nova Scotia, we see 23 in Halifax, 26 in Shelburne, 22 in Middleton, mainly sunny. Wind gusts again getting up to 40 kilometers per hour for Newfoundland and Labrador. Happy Valley Goose Bay at 17 degrees. Sunny here. Nice sun and cloud throughout the day. 17 in Labrador City as well. For St. John's, Newfoundland, looking at 12 degrees. A few showers in the morning. I'll have more on your weather later on in the show. Let's send things over to Amanda.
It is a beautiful day here in Halifax at the St. Mary's Lawn Bowling Club. I'm joined by Vice President of the club, Jamie Cavan. And Jamie, why should I fall in love with the sport of lawn bowling?
It's a lot of fun. It's easy to learn, and it can be competitive if you want it to be. Yeah. But the best thing about it is you can do it with your spouse or your partner, and there's no barriers.
Well, that's so wonderful to hear. I hear that the St. Mary's Lawn Bowling Club is the friendliest club. I read that on your website. Is it otherwise a cutthroat and you know, like a hostile environment?
That's not. I wouldn't call it hostile. Some people are very competitive, like with any kind of sport. Yeah. But here it's about fun. It's about, well, we usually mix up the people all the time. So you come for what's called a jitney, and you might be with me one week, and the next week you're with somebody else, and they're all ages, from 28 to 87.
Everyone's welcome.
Yeah.
Especially this weekend. So talk about this try-it event you have on Saturday, because this is how you got roped into this sport.
It is. We like to try people to come and try it. Yeah. And it's amazing how quickly people become engaged and realize that, hey, this can be fun.
Yeah.
And social. Try-it sessions at 11 and at 2 on Saturday.
Yep.
Come on by. You just drop by. You don't have to make a reservation. Just come. We have 13 coaches, and we'll show you how to make it, how to have fun.
I love it. All right, let's talk a little bit about the equipment involved. So I'm holding what is called a bowl, which is essentially a special kind of ball.
Right.
What is this? Tell me more about it.
Well, it's it's similar to a bowling ball. However, you notice it's oval. Yeah. It's not round.
Yep.
And there's also two sides. There's a bias to it. If you can see it, there's a picture of on yours. There's a picture of a unicorn on one side and on the other. Well, this one's bigger than that one, so it's going to roll towards the small.
Okay.
It will roll in an arc.
Love
as
that.
opposed to just straight.
Okay, so at least for your first time, the bowls are provided here, and otherwise all you need is just some flat shoes and a willingness to learn.
Yes.
I love it. All right, well, how about we try it, Jamie?
I think that's a great idea.
Okay, let's go.
Yep.
So you just simply step on the mat, right?
Yes.
And then what happens, Bob?
Jamie. Take a step forward.
Yep.
As you are throwing the ball. There we go. Oh, that was a nice one, Diane.
Really good, Diane. Look at that.
She's right on, Jack.
Perfect. Diane, that was perfect. Okay.
That was a good try.
That is how a pro does it. Now we're going to see how an absolute newbie does it. So I'm going to hold it. I want it to go toward, right? So smallest
so you
toward.
Want it to curve that way.
So I want the small side in. Okay.
Yep.
Here we go. Oh, both on. And can I step onto the green part?
Take your step forward. Exactly.
Step forward. Okay, here we go.
That's actually really good.
Not bad. Not bad. Can you yell? Is this a quiet sport?
Very good. Whoa, there you go.
Whoa!
Wow.
That is amazing. Beginner's luck. Yeah. Oh, my gosh.
That was great.
Oh, you don't even want to go after that because that was really
no, I know,
perfect.
Right? I can't do any better.
Wonderful. This is really fun, and everyone is really friendly. So if people at home want to try this Saturday, you can just come here to the St. Mary's Lawn Bowling Club, right near the St. Mary's Boat Club, right near the Northwest Arm.
Exactly. Just up the hill to this little gem.
Yeah.
And it's a lot of fun. You'll find about 12 coaches here waiting to show you how to play and how to throw it. But you don't need a lesson because you've already done it.
Beginner's luck, but I'm going to keep on going. This has been wonderful. We'll put the information on our website so you can join too. But warning, you may become addicted. Thanks so much, Jamie.
Thank you. It's great.
Yeah, it's been a pleasure.
Yeah.
The #1 morning show in Halifax. Turk, Megan, and Amateur Alex. And home to the biggest artists. Halifax's #1 hit music station. 101.3 Virgin Radio.
Here's a look at your 3-day forecast for New Brunswick. Friday, a high of 24 degrees, sun and clouds, seeing showers into the evening for parts of New Brunswick. For Saturday, 25 degrees, sun and cloud throughout your day, a 60% chance of showers into the evening. For Sunday, cooling things down with 17 degrees, mix of sun and clouds, as well as some showers in there. For Nova Scotia, 25 degrees for that daytime high today, mainly sunny across the province. For Saturday, 20 degrees, mainly cloudy, chance of some showers into the evening. And for Sunday, we are cooling things down, 17 degrees and some showers. For Prince Edward Island, your high is 15 degrees, a mix of sun and cloud throughout your day, 21 degrees, 30% chance of showers. And for Sunday, cooling things down with 14 degrees and some showers into your day.
Really, overall, though, a nice few days ahead.
Yes.
It is.
Few showers, sure.
Our weather's like a dance party, or if you're a certain age, being at the roller rink. Like, everything's really fun, and then they bring it down for the couples. They bring it down. They've got the slow song for the couples, and then at that point you'd probably go get a snack from the snack bar.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, we had some great snacks this morning too.
We sure did.
Slushies, hot dogs. Hello, it's a Friday.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Doritos and cheese and sour cream. I'm all for it.
Yes.
Everything that I had today was absolutely delicious. What a fun. Bodes well for the summer ahead.
Okay, so if you remember the Mood Morning Chat, we were asking about something you prefer to do alone instead of with other people. Here's what you had to say. Let's start with Dwayne from Western Head Shopping. Dwayne likes to go shopping alone, and he's not alone. Sharon also says that. I like to go shopping alone because I have so many stops. I just tear from one store to another, so I don't want anybody holding me up.
So true.
Perfect.
I hear you there. Mo from Bathurst likes to do a lot of things alone. Like to walk alone, fish alone, and hunt alone.
Mo has got a lot going on in his life, and I would love to know more.
He's a true Bathurst boy. Very outdoorsy. Karen from Dartmouth, what I like to do alone is bake and cook in my kitchen. I'm in my zone there.
Yes.
Yeah, totally.
But if someone wants to do the dishes and clean up, I would welcome that.
I love to clean up too, alone.
Alone.
Occasionally I have to call in somebody to help me with the drying though.
Oh yeah, getting someone to help with the drying is very, very nice. Yeah.
Sure. Okay. We're going to show something fun right now. This is, I've been walking the dogs earlier these days.
Yes.
It's still dark outside. And so this video really hit close to home. If you walk your dogs to the early morning or any night walking, this video is for you. It says, she drank my coffee and when I wasn't looking, and now we're here.
No.
That is so...
No.
The zoomies.
Zoomies on steroids.
Is that a golden retriever?
Let's see what. There we go.
I can't. I can watch that on replay all day.
Oh my gosh.
Oh my God. Faster than a speeding train.
Oh my gosh. Like just, there's probably coffee spilled on the floor, but that's not the biggest problem. No.
Yeah. Oh no. Wow. You can't leash that one up. Oh my gosh. Don't give them to the baby geese. AKA goslings.
Don't go close to that goose. It may look still, but not if you get close. It will attack.
Back off, camera operator. So we're going to leave you with some beautiful images from around here. Some nice blue sunny skies. Thank you so much for joining us this morning. Thank you to Emma Condi for joining us for the past couple of days.
Yes, thanks, Emma. Great job.
And we hope you join us on Monday. We're talking about what PC Insiders has in store for the summer season. Plus, Latavia is working on her core with Coastal Core and our Ask the Expert segment.
Gifts for dads and grads. It's a fun one. Yeah.
English. All right. Have a great weekend and a good Friday.